Yes. Me gusta el sonidito, dice. Vamos ahí, vamos allá, vamos ahí, vamos allá. Hey, ¿para qué te digo quién soy si tú sabes que nada más y nada menos que el faga, la ya. Desplazada de aquí, ya todo está por venir. Money pa' mi family, music para repartir al doble como Gemini. Si es que andamos bien chiviri, mi blanqui par de chiquilín, zombito como Tribilín. Sí que sí, Riquitín no me molesta. Somos dangerous, aquí no te metas. Tú eres un Guns Rose, solo aparenta. Ellos articulan, yo ando en pimienta. Ey, ellos me preguntaron que cómo lo hacemos. Que te voy a contar, papito, si es que estoy enfermo. Tan bajo para esta carrera, cuando rima en ritmo lo parto cualquiera. Camino tranquilo, casi sin problema, caminos al filo de la carretera. Los niños tienen que esperarnos afuera. Malandro madrugan en la madriguera. Voy desde pequeño, siguiente te sueño, lo voy a lograr de todita manera. Ando con los malvivenses del bloque, que corre el cheque, mejor que choque. La chimemo, joder, no estaba muerto, andaba batallando un toque. Yes, yeah, oye, no estaba muerto, andaba batallando un toque.
Blacksmente. Me llega la punta del nepe. Si no saben para qué se meten, vaya por la sombra que el sol está muy caliente. Ustedes no cantan ni con micro de juguete, tampoco me alcanzan por más que con trampa trepen. Me pondré la bata para atender a mis sientes. De falta de flow es que usted está muy padecente. Vamos a inyectar la dosis de carácter urgente, pero ya no sirve, que pase el siguiente. Probemos la cura en la bebida que está ardiente, cumpliendo un horario a las 4:20, sacando el antídoto de la misma serpiente. En pocas palabras hago cosas sorprendentes. Vipera en su área monitoreando el ambiente. Si estoy operando no deja que nadie entre. Con 2 enfermeras pa' que no me desconcentre. Me ponen los guantes, me secan la frente. Ay, me pasan el bisturí. Parto tu pecho como las partí. En la calle es que aprendí. Todo lo que estás pasando me tocó pasar a mí. Te voy a quitar la envidia para que vivas feliz. Yo quiero llevar mi profesión a otro país, deleitar el mundo entero con este don que nací. Que nadie me diga no, pero todas me digan sí. Que se me triplique todo el dinerito que invertí. Ey.
Yeah, yeah. Rapper One, el hombre orquesta. Radical people en la casa, more vaya. Vamos a darle candela, pa' la familia candela. Traigo puro flow desde la vieja escuela. Espera, que no ha visto y no espera. Que hay lumbrera en tu atmósfera. Digo mormo, vaya Babylon, bye bye. Firme allá adelante con la frente en high. Uno busca fight, yo les digo guay. No pierdan su time, conmigo no papá. Me pidieron que yo entre y voy a meterle duro como antes. Voy a reventarle los parlantes. Firme allá adelante con un flow sobre extravagante. Y si hay farsante, llevo puestos los guantes pero no. Se alarmen que no son guantes de box. Son guantes de seda para tratar el corazón. Corazón son, bajo de presión son. Desesperación son, mala condición, Solo vine para traerte mi mensaje, Vine para decirte que se puede y soy fe. Vine para decirte no te rindas, socio no te rindas. Pon tus ojos en el que está arriba en Jesús, el caballero de la cruz, el único que está contigo cuando te apagan la luz. El verdadero sol y neto real batería, te cuida todo el día, por si no lo sabía. Cuando llega la resaca y todos te abandonan. Cuando llega la bajada y todos te abandonan. Cuando llegan los problemas y te abandonan. No es Rexona, es Jesús el que no te abandona y te perdona. No, no te abandona. Radical people in the area, more fire.
Yo man a real. Estoy con mi hermanito Rasta Chai. International burning in Selassie I. Every day and every night. Yeah man, llevamos 30 volúmenes dando reggae music soul. Anki on, motherfucking king on the microphone. Check it on, desde el corazón, though.
Llega el sonido de ultratumba, tienen miedo, llegan los rasta con su rumba. Díceselo, la people se hace una pregunta: ¿quién es mejor? Ni tú ni yo, ese es el lema de Kio. Llega el sonido de ultratumba, tienen miedo, llegan los rasta con su rumba. Díceselo, la people se hace una pregunta: ¿quién es mejor? Ni tú ni yo, ese es el lema de Kio.
Veo la luz que ilumina mi vida y da amor a los que más quiero. Siento el mensaje que llega hacia mi corazón, me habla el universo. Veo personas que pasan de largo en mi vida y en verdad eso es bueno, porque ahora de lo que tengo y lo que ya no pierdo. Demasiada coincidencia para no ser verdad. Los de que nos van a esperar en el más allá. Tú vas a seguir siguiendo el curso en la espiral, mientras que yo evoluciono, llego al despertar. Fuente celestial, de luz y el saber. No hay punto final, amar va a aprender. Que yo no quiero obedecerte, ya sé lo que hacer. Cuando me muero de calor, de frío, de hambre o sed, ya solo pienso en ser aquel que siempre fui, pero por miedo que mostraba otra versión de mí. Antes solía llorar, ahora no sé reír. Si no ponemos de por medio un poquito de weed, eso más de estar bien, más de efecto de pill. No quiero ser tu fe, te necesito a ti. Ángeles con la fe, mándalos de la street. Si vinimos de pa' morir, chico.
This is the flow underground from Kione Studio. Relax, relax, relax. The flow now. This is the music at the air. Mucho tiempo dando amor a los nuestros. Gracias a ti, nigga. Bomba. Camino de frente, traigo flow caliente. Música real con sonido inteligente. Parece frecuente desvestir la mente y quedar desnudo delante de mi gente. Flow, sing it, them, duro like metal. Slow, sing it, why, like fenomenal. Flow, sing it, them, duro like metal. Cada palabra y balada que parte la sala, para nada son bobadas atrapadas en miradas. Pues mi familia es sagrada, aprenderá toda la grada. Camarada, sea alabada la persona que te daba su calor, su sabor, el perfume del honor. Coreando la canción de un humilde servidor. Pues tu amor seguidor es alivio para el dolor y energía para seguir siendo tu compositor. Flow. Llega el sonido de ultratumba, tienen miedo, llegan los rasta con su rumba. Díceselo, la people se hace una pregunta: ¿quién es mejor? Ni tú ni yo, ese es el lema de Kio. Llega el sonido de ultratumba, tienen miedo, llegan los rasta con su rumba. Díceselo, la people se hace una pregunta: ¿quién es mejor? Ni tú ni yo, ese es el lema de Kio. Llaman regenerate. It's a president revenge on the ganja from the Rastafari niggas.
Llegan los rasta con su. La people se hace una pregunta.
Llaman real.
Llega el sonido de ultratumba. Llegan los rasta con su. La people se hace una pregunta.
Bomba clap them. Nigga. Yeah, man. This is 4 Elements. All right. The gangsters of the soul, motherfuckers. Cypher, volumen 1. He sentido miedo por verme desolado. He tocado el cielo por teneros a mi lado. He dicho te quiero a quien me ha traicionado, pero nunca ha sido malo, eso lo tengo bien demostrado. Muévelo, bailalo, el sonido tómalo, cántalo y con tus amigas gózalo. Body, 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 así que apréndelo. Estamos envueltos en llamas, DJ, gózalo. Hey, nego, track over track in a middle bomba, but don't stop a reggae up, a nigga coming to the top. All of them, fire burn them for the club. Keon in the area is the only general. Track over track in a middle bomba, but don't stop a reggae up, a nigga coming to the top. All of them, fire burn them for the club. For Element is the only general.
No pueden competir contra esta fiera, tan distraído me vi mordiendo las barreras. Sufre menos quien nada espera. Aprendí mirando, me empecé a buscar ahí fuera. Analiza menos, soy cualquiera. Guardo mis demonios, lloraría si los vieras. Pero los tengo bajo llave. Quizá conversemos durante la noche, ellos tengan la clave para escapar de mí mismo cuando no puedo salir y me precipito al abismo del fatalismo. Todo se torna tan negro que cuando veo la luz resulta ser solo otro espejismo. Fui noqueado, caí como un titán dormido, al fin me he levantado y todo es caos. He estado distraído, persiguiendo sueños que eran vaho, arena, olvido.
Ey, no quiero dolor, tampoco su ley o su opresión. Yo quiero un skate, decirle adiós, jamás su sistema no favoreció. Grité Mayday, nadie me ayudó, ni la policía, ni el rey, ni su Dios. Yo quiero saber dónde se quedó aquel pueblo libre y su revolución. Llegó tu condena, te moverás y romperás los problemas, no es novedad que no verás otra forma de olvidar las penas que queman tu órbita vibracional. No quiero ser normal, tampoco singular, no hay norma que transforme mi moral. Logré quitarme los prejuicios, admito que estoy completamente enamorado de todo género musical.
Rap con represión, la condición es infrahumana. La religión paga con prisión al que nada trama. Piensa en fama, frustrado, tumbado en tu cama. Te mojarás si llueves si no te mueves con ganas. Romper ramas por envidia, tu mamá no te deja plantar. Y en guerras en Siria y tú quejándote por no afrontar problemas de mierda o niñatos de mierda que viven en su burbuja, la cual nunca va a explotar. Nadie es una mentira y en ella tu vida va a acabar. No ves la verdad, en la tele no la vas a encontrar. Tus padres te mienten porque ellos también creyeron que todo es normal en el mundo que construyeron.
No me queda nada de ese ruido del sistema. Vengo con mi pana construyendo un hip hop.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hope y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. Family, this. Let's see. I don't hear or see anything. Really? Is that what's really going on, bro? What's going on here, real quick? Oh, apparently. They wow, they blocked my shit. Yo, what the fuck, bro? Wow. Oh, I see. It's better than
en el octop, trago calle pullas, hoy son semillas en mi blog. 8 días a la semana no me apagan el motor. El hip hop mi religión.
Hip hop no es mi puta, es mi pata. Un psicópata sin plata no se empata por un par de chatas. No se achata ni en mucha laraca, es de chakra de cloaca. Apuesta por la justa, no se asusta de una placa. No es la marca en tu ropero, es comunero defendiendo el pueblo a punte guaraca. Por si no será taita, pero aquí sus palabras son la patria de mis lacras. La terapia de tus hijos, la utopía en cada lata. Usa la boca como acá y mata. Más que el alquitrán y el crack, mucho más que la pra, que la leche de aprona que tecnócratas en bata, que atan su cara corbata, su moral barata. Se levanta, prende llanta, marcha por el mapa. No lo atrapan los discursos, mucho menos los del papa. Está en la etapa que no aguanta hipocresía. Hoy escribe poesía por la autonomía en Chiapas. Porque hoy me toca organizarme siempre pa'lante, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca levantarme siempre de frente, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca organizarme siempre pa'lante, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca levantarme siempre de frente, mi bro. Para siempre, compareciente, se te presente, no pasarán. Los militares en calle, evitarle, quitarle canales, siente libertad. Pa' libertad, mediocridad, la calidad de tu vida se miedo denigra, te cobra las horas de migas que olvidan gastar en el bar. De esquina a esquina vomita la vive, en la acogida masiva que pide música libre, fuera del business, fuera sin que ser gangster. Criado va a ser libertad en el club, un mercado que quiere que gaste. Hasta el paco que quiere cobrarte en cámara lenta, colonizarte. Runajero, yanta, manta, hampis, un hincha. Chai, huira, colcha, sin chillana, caica. Tucuya, guarninchis, crespin, haiku. Chai, colque, manta, chilpin, timuranchu. Sun kukusi paka tukuya tiku pampa chamuni apuya yuya wankichu manatu ay mama sara la waru askai kimanta yuyas paya kikamuni hip corona simi pa mi simil este es el misil junto a Arquedas y Mariategui, mi bro. Hip corona simi pa mi simil. Ey, este es el misil junto a Arquedas y Mariategui, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca organizarme siempre pa'lante, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca levantarme siempre de frente, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca organizarme siempre pa'lante, mi bro. Porque hoy me toca levantarme siempre de frente, mi bro. Hip hop, la única forma. Secatari 2012. Sí. Resistencia Rec. Una vez más. Chapa lo contó.
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black Sumenta, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Eleve mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, me pape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchano neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi pro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle tacoplón. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep, Black Sea Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker Soplón.
Dinero Luigi, man, desempeño en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, it's money gang, yeah. Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. La super rafina, la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un style. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, tiene que respetar. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. tienes que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinco mob, nigga, yeah. Cinco mob, nigga, yeah. Nero Luigi, man. Incas mob, yeah. It's money gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré la ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. El balón y para esta pantalla no sé qué patrón. Yo llámese la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón.
¿Te atreverías?
Ahí está.
¡Bemba! ¡Es original! ¡Kimba!
Quiero bailar, quieres de mí. Origini,
Todo para ti. ¡Hey, baby! Original y originini. Yo no tengo nombre, como de panini. Tranquilito. Ese Kimana, el Kimaneto, porque tiene el ritmo y es que le nada. No soy un dragón, pero suelto llamaradas. No soy un cabrón, pero sueno que te cagas. Original y parecen bandadas de cuervos volando que viene a matar. Si quieres algo del Magneto, siempre ves buscando un ritmo. Es original. Siempre suena fresco. Lo mejor me lo merezco. No tenemos parentesco. Golazo te parece popescu. Ey, original, el maneta ha llegado pa' soltar los ritmos sentados. Si quieres algo bueno, pues yo vengo de un pasado. Desde lejos, hace tiempo, no soy viejo. Estoy atento, estoy contento. El entrecejo, no lo ves, escondió hace tiempo. Original representa de radio, el Netflix de Europa.
Hey, Shalom fam. Yo. What's up, fam? What's up? Hopefully this camera lasts me a little longer. Hold on, let me change that. Huh, wonder why it shows that. Okay, there it goes. Showing colors. Yeah, man, I'm moving stuff around, trying to see which is the best way. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys something, okay? It's hella hot in here, man. It's hella hot in here. I don't have air conditioning, so you're gonna see me do this. You know, like the little fan, little spray. At least in the meantime, man, until I can get this, until they can get this air conditioning going. All right. So shalom for everybody here that's here. I see you guys. Appreciate you being here, family. You know how I care about you guys a lot. I do really sincerely mean that. Rich, Elisheva, see who else? Yeah, Rich, Elisheva, and I guess there's a couple more in secret. Maybe our brother Vladimir is watching. Yeah, there you go, bro. I can never see you on the screen. You already know, bro. Anyways, listen. So check it. I was debating whether I should continue or just bring you guys a segment of this this book, this fake story here. But you know, it almost seems like I don't know, man. I'll be honest. Spiritually, it strengthens me. On the flesh, is disappointing because I would think that I'd have more response. That would maybe trigger more brothers and sisters, but apparently not, man. You guys are either hard to convince or you're too hornets of this Alofi god of Africa that you guys are all in love with, you know, with this One West crap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to go through this class as quick as I can and see if I can squeeze in that segment of just destroying the stupid book, which is just ridiculous. Now remember, family, I'm gonna bring up scriptures and some books today, and again, I'm gonna try to squeeze in that Willie Lynch
is a fraud section. Keep in mind that when I read some of this material, you're going to hear Christians and you're going to hear Europeans. Now, I wrote this for myself to remember. Christians always means white people, right? But Europeans does not always mean white people, too. So keep that in mind. All right, so they're not always the same. A lot of times we go and read a book on history and we see Christians and Europeans. We think the same people, same so-called, bloodline, right? Edom, Esau, whoever you guys think he is. I want you to know that there's a difference between those two when I showed you these books. But before we do this, I really want to touch on these three things, okay? And I got this wonderful book called I wish you guys could see it. It's called this one here, okay? Right there. Now, this book is just a book on topics, consecration, confession, things of that nature, right? And one of the things really stood out to me because, man, some of the most simplest laws you fake Hebrews on both ends, white and black, just don't know how to keep. I'm going to show you one real quick. Okay? I'm going to show you guys one real quick, fam. Because, it's if you guys are our people, if you think we are, right? For God's sakes, man, you should consider what I'm sharing. We have, and Vladimir, I don't know. Yeah, they can see you. Please confirm. We got Old Testament people now claiming or supporting what I'm sharing with a little bit of their own twist, but agreeing to it. Like, well, you shouldn't only blame the white man. Hey, however it's coming, people got to know. And they're going to remember who brought this out, too. It wasn't no so-called Judah. So then this channel, I want you guys to remember, you so-called black Americans, you guys are not Judah. Wash that shit out of the woolly, bro. Seriously.
Fam, oh, shit, my bad. Sorry. My kid was, hold on a second. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3. I hope you guys. Oh, let me. My microphone's messed up. Hold on, family.
Seriously, you guys are not. I repeat, you're not Judah. Okay? So first, let's wash that away. May you be Israel? Yeah. A decent portion of you, yes. But you're not Judah's. Get that 12 tribe crap out of you.
I just want to let you know right now, you're going to run into something real quick in case you're not aware of this, okay? We're going to tackle the whole Willie Lynch letter. Now, I've had many questions about that book, and I have not had nobody come to this channel and tell me that I'm wrong. The Willie Lynch letter is a fucking lie, okay? That's what we're going to prove today. So for you guys that are new to this channel, I know that that's kind of blunt because a lot of people from other nations, they really depend on that book, and they say, oh, all of this happened because of that, because of these Willie Lynch motherfuckers. No, we're going to show you right now that that shit was a lie, that it never happened. So we have to understand exactly who is providing us this nonsense, who is teaching us, or at least who is saying that some people suffered and some people didn't. Why is this happening? Everybody's all about conspiracy theory, but they ignore the obvious. What you got? Hey, Rich. Hey, man. Shalom, bro. How you doing, bro? Oh, yeah. He's talking about the website. Yeah. Hold on. What the hell is this? You see how my... Hold on a second, family. It's just changing. See, it does that weird stuff. Anyhow, let's see. You need what do you say? You need to be blind because they don't have the ears to hear. Yeah, I guess so, man. So that's why we're doing this class, family. We're gonna be totally blunt about it. Please, what do you need? We're gonna be totally blunt about it right now, fam. Because these people need to know. They came and told us all kinds of sympathy, emotional thought process. So now we're all caught up with that, right? And that's all we believe. But guess what? Man, oh my God, hold on a second, man. wrong with this thing, dude? Hello. Yeah, sorry, man. I got this box that's acting weird. What's going on? Okay, sorry about the sound changing, family. Okay, I'm just not at the place where I'm supposed to be. Let's continue. Man, this is stupid.
Just don't know how to keep. Show you one real quick. Real quick, fam. Because it's if you guys are our people, and if you think we are, right? For God's sakes, man, you should consider what I'm sharing. We have, and Vladimir, I don't know. Yeah, they can see you. Please confirm. We got Old Testament people now claiming or supporting what I'm sharing with a little bit of their own twist, but agreeing to it. Like, well, you shouldn't only blame the white man. Hey, however it's coming, people got to know. And they're going to remember who brought this out, too. It wasn't no so-called Judah. So then this channel, I want you guys to remember, you so-called Black Americans, you guys are not Judah. Wash that shit out of the woolly, bro. Seriously, you guys are not. I repeat, you're not Judah. Okay? So first, let's wash that away. May you be Israel? Yeah. A decent portion of you, yes. But you're not Judah's. Get that 12 tribe crap out of you. Wash it. Be born again. You're never going to understand this channel. You're just going to see hatred like the guy that came and bezazzled his way out of here. Listen, man, I don't care about your guys' emotions. I don't care what color you. It don't matter to me, man. I'm all praises to the Most High that he created the spirit regardless of what flesh I have in me. Exodus chapter 23. Trash it. Exactly, man. Get rid of that thought. Boom. Blow it out of the water. Because you know what? We have black conquistadors who enslaved black people too. Now you're going to go say, oh, well, we were teaching it. No, because you never called out the black people in this country. You went to point the finger in Africa. Not here. Now, let's read Exodus chapter 23 and verse 1. Very simple. Thou shalt not raise a false report. That's not hard. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Let me simplify it for you, Ebonics. Do not spread false rumors. The Willie Lynch letter, that's an effing more than a rumor. This one that I ripped, that I spent money on, because it's trash. It says, do not spread false rumors. Do not help a guilty person by giving false testimony. You so-called Hispanics, you didn't do the homework.
And I'm going to tell you something, family. A lot of people do not want to go here. Look, for example, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example right now. And it happens often in this channel. Man, shut your ass up. I don't know why I switches and shit. People show up, and then they want to wonder what we're saying, right? And then when I bring some blunt information, they run. You see, Negroes, just like white people, don't want to accept the fact that their elitists make decisions for them. Yes, white people, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are just collateral damage. Oh, shit. You fucking piece of shit. Oh, my God.
You didn't do the research. You didn't do the homework. You telling me that? Please tell me. Because, look, any common sense individual will understand that there is absolutely no history to confirm that this was actually real. Nothing. Zero. Oh, I'm sorry. If I do that, you're going to think I'm some kind of tribal or Mason Jew. So let me stop that. A zero, okay? Zero. Nothing to substantiate this so-called history or so-called backbreaking and so-called twisting the people around. You can't do that no more. Cannot do that today. Never again will you ever be doing that again and using our scriptures to say, oh, that's why I act. No. So, first things first, do not follow the majority when they do wrong. Now, I told you so-called Hispanic brothers, and you had it come, man. Tú te dije, güey. And you said, well, there's the wheat and the tares, Ak. That's what you said to me. Do not follow the majority when they do wrong or when they give testimony that perverts justice. Why? Because you guys are never did you allow us so-called people, let's just say not even Hispanics, to learn the word properly. No, you relabeled yourself, you slapped the title on you, and you sold us that title. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now, family. 500 years we haven't had the Bible. Luckily, all praises to the Most High, we're starting to see our book for the first time. The last 20 years, maybe 50. And it's not because of you, West Coast, One West, or Wobbles, not at all. This has been going on already in Central America. It had to develop. And it took the particular people to wake the hell up at that time to start setting the pieces together. There are Psalms that were directly plagiarized from Egyptian texts. Yeah. Hold on, let me continue. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So let's continue before I move on to this from this chapter. Do not follow the majority when they do wrong or when they give testimony that perverts justice. Why? Because you don't give people the sole truth of the word. You see, you're supposed to give the whole truth and let people digest that. And if it's bitter, it's bitter. That's the way it works. You're not here to be a respecter of person, which is one of my topics. I think let me see. Yeah. It's just common sense, guys. Do not spread false rumors. First of all, this is a false rumor, okay? So whoever you are, and you know what, man? Shame on you, so-called scholars, Black American scholars, you so-called great people of Harvard, because they use this book to sell you the great debate. Make sure that you get the biggest, strongest. As a matter of fact, let's check it in. See, this is so emotional. This is so moving. This is so important to us. This is the reason why in America. This is why we need reparations. Because the white folks did this. Listen, family. This is supposedly of a man in 1930s, okay? A professor in Harvard. The tricky thing is that he says this supposedly in the movie. They're portraying that this is a true story. Supposedly he quotes this book in the movie, considering that era, 1930, right? Funny part is that this book was not found until 1970 somewhere, and then it wasn't uploaded until 1990 in the Gopher server, which nobody really knows who it's coming from. Okay, now when you look at the book, 1712, the writing in the book is absolutely not from that time. So how does this man of 1930s get a book from the 1712s that wasn't printed until 1970 that somehow, some way showed up in 1990? It's called propaganda. Let's go. Until 1970 that somehow, some way showed up in 1990. It's called propaganda. Let's go. Until 1970 that somehow, some way showed up in 1990. It's called propaganda. Let's go. Until 1970 that somehow, some way showed up in 1990. It's called propaganda. Let's go.
Trying to get to know each other, Mr. Lowe.
I was trying to get to know you, Mr. Tulsa.
Thank you, brother.
I'm not the one on the debate team.
Are we not engaged in a debate right now?
All right. I'll take the affirmative.
Are we not engaged in a debate right now?
Take the meanest, most restless nigger. Strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, female niggers, and nigger infants. Tar and feather him. Tie each leg to a horse facing in opposite direction, set him on fire, and beat both horses until they tear him apart. In front of the male, female, and nigger infants. Bullwhip and beat the remaining nigger males within an inch of their life. Do not kill them, but put the fear of God in them, for they can be useful for future breeding. Anybody know who Willie Lynch was? Anybody? Raise your hand. No one? He was a vicious slave owner in the West Indies. The slave masters in the colony of Virginia were having trouble controlling their slaves, so they sent for Mr. Lynch to teach them his methods. The word lynching came from his last name.
Emily, that's another really really ridiculous statement that he said. He says the name Willie came from him, right? The Lynch thing, from Willie Lynch of 1712. But there wasn't no Willie Lynch in 1712, family. There was a Willie Lynch in the 1830s or 40s. And that's what it's actually coined by. Not seven. So a lot of sopa de fideo in this so-called history. Now I'm gonna tell you this, family, and you're not gonna like me. This is the biggest lie Satan has ever created. Create a history that reflects the Bible to claim it prophecy. Nobody, I'm telling you, look, I don't even care if you guys don't believe me anymore. The Most High is dealing with 144. That's really the fact. So if you guys don't believe me, don't believe me. I'm not expecting a lot of people to listen to me. Listen, man, since that other video of Incognito Negrito, YouTube has just completely decimated the views and all that. Take me on the algorithm. I know you guys YouTube are, and that's okay. Because I'm not here to make a school like IOIC. That's not the way the scriptures work or work. Now, they do tell us consistently who your enemy will be and what the enemy will do to you and what is going to be the tools in order for you to submit yourself to some other god and worship another demon in another philosophy with another spirit. And you guys know what scripture that is, the 2 Corinthians, but I'm not on going there. 2 Chronicles 19:7. Watch what he reads there, okay? Honor the Lord and act carefully, because the Lord our God does not tolerate fraud or partiality or the taking of the bribes. Let me do the King James, okay, because some of you guys don't understand. Wherefore, now let the fear of the Lord be upon you. Let me remind you of that. I don't want to forget about that. I don't fear man. I'm going to tell you this right now. I fear the Most High because he can take my spirit and my flesh for sure, and my spirit. Now I know what it feels like being a bottom barrel, what I've been. I don't want to go there anymore. Walking in hell in his flesh, you're out of your mind. Take heed and do it, for there is no iniquity with the Lord our God, nor respect of persons, nor taking of gifts. So I don't give a damn if you guys show up and say, you are crazy, you're a dumb Mexican, you don't know what you're talking about, you're a stupid spick, we're Judah, blah, 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 God has woolly hair. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Because, quite frankly, a lot of you guys don't even understand what I'm reading and are seeing. It goes over your head. You know, quite frankly, it amazes me that it's empirical data, in case you guys don't even know what that means. It's fact that we've had black conquistadors. It had black people that enslaved a lot of people. And you mofos don't give a shit. They tell you in their own face, oh, the Confederate, we supported the white man everywhere. We built this country. We were always next to the white man. And well, guess who they fought? Dummies. Us. Hello. Whose country did they take? Us. Hello. You guys are stupid. Who goes to the ballot every freaking 4 years? Them, not us. I mean, come on, fam. And look, like this guy Jay, right? I guess you got mad because I didn't answer. You talk about the 42 laws of Ma'at, man, and I know you're probably going to say we've been around for 30,000 years. So if you believe that, then there's no reason for you and I to talk. Because if I bring you the scriptures and I show you where the Ma'at came from, you're probably going to go and choke yourself. Okay, so let's not even go there. Why don't you pay attention to the class? Maybe you'll learn something. And see, this is what bothers me. Look, I see 300 subscribers, man, and every now and then I see about 90 views. You want to know something, man? If you're only here to subscribe to watch the enemy, by all means, stick around. But if you're subscribing, you're a gente, and you don't even take the time, then unsubscribe. We don't need you. 144, that's it. 144,000. That's it. No more, no less. So quite frankly, I'm not bugged out anymore. I'm not begging for this stuff. The Most High chose me, man, and I'm like at the wilderness, man, feeling crazy. You guys don't believe me, but it's okay. James 2:9. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin and are convinced of the law as transgressors. So what's going on for all of you guys that are in these camps saying the white man, but I tell you, hey, man, black people did it too. Well, it's different because it was philanthropy. Shut your ass up. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin. Sin number 2, because the first one was don't make false report. You guys, black Americans, you One West doctriners, you Fopies, all of you guys, you reparation worshiping damn demons, you wobbles, you want to be, all of you guys use that book and it's not even real. Oh, that's the biggest sin. And guess what? You guys all have to pay for that sin because you made everybody believe into something that's not true. You don't know what that means? You guys owe a lot. You think it's just what? No. The Bible, if y'all believe the Bible, guess what? You guys lost.
Hey, family, you guys got to understand what that means, okay? So, like, for example, imagine if Raza used fake history to justify, oh, please feel sorry for me. Please pass papers because Willie raped me. Willie taught us to, treat us like horses and enslave our people and rape us from the butt and then break us. Oh, it was so hard. It was so difficult. It was so bad. And then you find out that it was a fucking lie. You guys got a lot to answer to. And by the way, Pedro, the whole 42 laws of Ma'at, here's how easy it is. Okay, so for example, if you think about Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right? Where did they get those laws from? What do you mean? Did the 42 laws of Ma'at, did it just like organically come out of a tree or grass? Somebody just like figured them out? You see, a lot of times they try to trick us with a lot of shit, right? So for example, they say the eugenics or science that we came out of Africa, but the scriptures clearly say that diaspora was out of Asia, meaning in the center of like India, the northern part, not in the southern part where all Indians are, like, well, India, like Vivek, them suckers. No. The diaspora came where it was Peleg, like Afrasad, all that area, right? That's it. That's in the Shem region. So why are these negros trying to say that, or at least it's like this, bro? Quieren latigar nuestra historia. They're like from a distance in Africa, and they want to throw a rope over there, and they say, shh, bring it back over here. Bro, the 42 laws of Ma'at are of the Bible. And I will show them every single law that's in the Bible. And so one thing about these so-called Comedics is like they believe in homosexuality. That's their God. But it says, thou shalt not covet. Very confusing, huh? Let's continue. It's a joke, bro. We could tear that shit up all day, man. That's why we have to continue to study.
Lost already. Put the book down by all means. I don't know how you're going to repent from all this. What are you going to go to knock into every black man's door and say, and black woman's door and say, listen, the Willie Lynch letter was a lie. It was a fraud. The elite blacks or whatever they were, or Jew blacks, whatever, or white ones, whoever planned all this, because I'm going to show you something else.
You know how we know they're weirdos, bro? Like, how are they supporting pedophilia? How are they supporting all their so-called brothers going through situations? Like, I'll be listen, man, I've dealt with the law. So if you even like brush with the law, then that means you got an evil spirit that wants to dabble with the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, we teach our kids, like, don't do that. So if you have a connotation of pedophilia, if you have a relationship, or even if your name comes around like children, cops looking at you, come on, man. And then we look at history with us, or what happened to us with the, regarding the whole slavery and rape, and how these Spaniards were dead. They were not all white. And then we hear stories about to this very day about how negros still rape people, and even in jail. And that's where they come the terminology of mayate. Why is that racist when we bring it up? If we're trying to protect ourselves. If we say, hey, truche con ese mayate, güey, is that racist? because you don't want to get raped. So if I don't say mayate and I don't identify it because I don't know any other language, does that make me not racist? So, okay, so for the sake of politically correctness, I should get raped in the butt because you don't want me to call them mayates. In case you guys don't know this, after this class, I'm going to play the class, mayates. See, I know where I'm going. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. Now, I'm not talking about my gente. My gente knows where I'm going. See, spiritually, they know where I'm going because they're listening. But I'm going to, because I know some of you mayates are watching right now. And I'm going to destroy your shit because that's my job. I'm not here for nothing else. I'm here to show my gente that you're the enemy. That's it. I have nothing else to prove. I'm not trying to teach people anything else but that we need to be mindful that there was more than one enemy. And as long as you watch yourself for that, then you're going to treat your children different. And you're not just going to let any man walk into your home. And you're going to look at the scriptures in a little different manner. Because now it's like, wait a minute, hold on a second. So you're telling me, homeboy, que los pinches negros estaban viniendo aquí con estos pinches güeros, güey, y se estaban cogiendo nuestras mujeres también, cabrón? Yeah, bro. And then, see, here's how it went, brothers. Let me just say it like this. Negros came with white people, okay? That's how it went. They came with white people. They conquered us. They raped us. They did all kinds of funny shit, okay? And now that güeros don't want to deal with negros, negros want to say, hey, Hispanics, we're your friends now. These white people are so evil. But they came with them. What was that shit? What was that? You do from the Kemetic community is doing 7 years for you know what? Yeah, pedophilia, raping a child. I don't even gotta say, you know what? They're a fucking rapists, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. We see it. Body count, promiscuousness. Who teaches that? When our sisters go that route, they go bugged out. They never come back. They're drug addicts. They're multiple mothers of children. They're like on like EBT. They're like they need everybody's help. You know what I'm saying? They're all fucked up in the head. When our sisters do that, that's where they end up. You see, white women could do that. They don't end up like that. Black women do that all day, and they thrive on that shit. They're like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna have like 7 kids from 7 different men, and each one's gonna give me like $2,000 every month. So they live like on $12,000 shit, bro. Y'all think this is a joke? It's not a joke. You see, because they made Mexicans make you look like, oh yeah, you're right. Y'all are fucking starving bastards, even though we work the hardest. I'll tell you what, like now, there's something called I-10 numbers, right? 10 numbers, like they're called social security numbers that will never get returns on their filing. That means they file for taxes and they pay for taxes, but they never get returns for taxes. You know who that is? Raza. It ain't negros. Negros don't even file. Listen, do the studies, family. Matter of fact, man, I should have shared it a long time ago, and I was kind of holding it. If you look at statistics on who files the least or the most taxes, you're gonna be amazed. The ones that talk the most, you know, it's the whole story. Los que te apuntan el dedo, güey, son los más cabrones, cabrón. That's who they are. Stop bullshitting me. That's why I say
they all did it. Nah.
It's a fucking lie. And guess what? Here, listen. Right now, hit the link. Show me, prove to me that the Willie Lynch letter is not a lie. Show me the origin of this book. I want to know where you black people want to justify your fucked up mentality of the Willie Lynch letter. But yet we look for the Willie Lynch and we're like, wait a minute, hold on a second. There's no such thing as Willie or Lynch. So if there's no such thing as this debauchery of their mentality, if there's no such thing as constant destruction, if you never went through slavery, why the fuck do you act the way you act? Why do you want reparations now all of a sudden, yet you never went through slavery like we went through slavery? You see, we don't ask for reparations, but you do. Willie Lynch was never a fucking truth. It was a lie, family. See, and I'm telling you right now, Raza, my family, my beloved, okay? This is Raza right here talking to you. Look, I'm going to show you right now. I'm live. I'm right here, okay? This is my home. Negros, prove to me that Willie Lynch was true. Show me the origin of the Willie Lynch letter. Show me the book. Show me the writer. Show me how you fit those curses. And show us how you say that because of him, you're destroyed. You see, family, they can't fucking do that. Hit the link. IUIC, ISUPK, GMS, Yehudi, who else? IUIC, somebody come to this channel and tell me that the Willie Lynch letter was real. I'm waiting, negros. You say you're from this country. You say you were not even Raza or Mayas. So prove to me that the Willie Lynch was real. Do you want to know something, brother? I'm not the type of man that say, I'm fucking ballsy and all this shit. But I'm going to tell you something, bro. I study my shit. I really study. I really read, man. I'm telling you, man, bro. I'm very thorough with my stuff, bro. And I'm still waiting for these negros to tell me that Willie Lynch was real. So we know now that if the Willie Lynch letter was not real, why do you rob stores? Why do you ask for reparations? Why are you telling us, Raza, to get the fuck out of our own country and tell us that we're illegal aliens? If the Willie Lynch letter wasn't even real. See, we don't create Willie Lynch letters. Raza, do we have Willie Lynch letters? Do we have Willie Lynch? Do we go around saying white folks raped us and shit? Bend us over and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, they made us look really bad. Do we say that? Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me see that. I want to hear this shit right here. Hold on. What? It's like they package dogs. You got to be a little more clear on that. But, you know, let's continue, family, because I still want some Canaanite to come over here and tell me that I'm really racist. That I'm racist because I'm just making this shit up. Like, Willie Lynch was real. Willie Lynch was real. Black people raped us. This is what listen, family. This is what black people are saying with Willie Lynch, okay? They're saying that Willie taught people to go like this to men. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying. That Willie taught them to rape people, to rape black men. White men, like, you know, little short white men, taught them to rape big ass black men. You know, the ones that are 6'9" and shit, the ones that play football? Yeah. They made you believe that they were raping those guys. Let's continue with the class, because I tell you what, fam. The reason I'm being this way is because it has to be done. You see, a lot of people are going to hate me. I don't give a fuck if they hate me. I don't care. But I want them to hate me instead of hating you. Because somebody has to do it. Somebody has to show these motherfuckers what they lied about. Because every single time they get a chance of talking to you or about you, they say, you're a Mongo, you're not smart, you're stupid. Oh, and by the way, we black and we Mayans and we Aztecs and we're a bunch of other kinds of shit. Yeah, it does bother me. I'm not gonna lie. It does bother me. It bothers me because I actually study this stuff and I find out that fucking negros are like, those are liars, bro. Y'all are liars. And by the way, remember my face because I already know that, my time's coming. I already know it. But it's worth it. Because as long as I let my people know who the fuck you guys are, that's all I care about. Let's enjoy this class.
You guys were part of it. And this is only one out of many bunk-ass stories. And I'm not afraid to tell you guys because I know I'm not lying. This right here. The biggest fraud ever created in mankind, right there. On top of the other one, transatlantic slavery and partes qui intervention, saying that it only applies to certain people. Lie. Let's continue. Deuteronomy 16:9. You guys picked the wrong day, man. Deuteronomy 16:9, because I really don't even.
Family, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you guys are doubtful, I'm going to be real with y'all. Now bring whatever man you want to this channel, and I will prove to them that they never went through slavery. Bring any Negro to this channel. Any one of them. You see, family, they don't come to this channel and they don't fuck with me. I've been here around for 2 years. Nobody fucks with this channel. You want to know why? Because we don't lie. Sakari don't fuck with this channel. Sakari flaked on me 3 times already. I'm waiting for the Huckleberry to tell me you're wrong. And as soon as they tell me that I'm wrong, guess what? I'll stop teaching. I'll cut this channel off real quick. And I tell every single one of them. And you know what they end up doing? They run. So my job is to continue to tell y'all, like, for 500 years, they kept the Bible. You think they're going to not continue to do that? You guys are silly duds, man. If you still believe this shit, that they fucking care for y'all.
I had it, man. Y'all demons are going to stay with these demons. So, hey, let the wheat and the tares grow together. And you know what, family? Pay attention to that parable because the wheat doesn't grow as fast as the tares. The tares make themselves known right away. So we see who's showing ourselves right away. You see, there it goes. Look, it goes up, it goes down, it goes down. All praises, man. I want you guys to hate what I say because maybe then you will actually try to confirm what I'm showing you. And I'm not BSing you guys. This ain't hate, man. These are just facts. Deuteronomy 16:19. It reads, "Thou shalt not wrest judgment." Let me do it easy. You guys don't even know what that means. 16:19. They are not to be unjust or show partiality in their judgment. I call it all across the board. I don't care who you have something to do with this. I'm gonna show you. Why would I not? I don't owe you guys anything. You're not my people. You showed it already. I did my part. I contributed. I made the effort. And no, Spirit bears witness. No, he can't force it upon me. They are not to be unjust or show partiality in their judgments. They are not to accept bribes. So every single camp that you guys watch, OPs and IUICs and ICPKs, or, can collectors out there, vocab Malones, all of them take money. All of them take donations. All of them sell their Pantheon memberships. Every single one of them uses the word of God in order for you to what? Bribe their asses. Because the moment that you don't give them any money, will they put the same effort? Because some of us are working our asses off and then still making time to come in here in a hot ass room and do the class and not get paid for it. Because guess what? I'm not going to be blinded by gifts, because it says, for gifts blind the eyes of even of wise and honest men and cause them to give wrong decisions. Hold up. It starts right there. Starts right there. And look, you see, fam, this is what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, bro. We're right here. We're showing some stuff. We're showing some love to some of our gente. There were some people watching and then like they skedaddled. I'm telling you, man, you so-called Hispanics don't give a rat's ass about our people. Stop. And you know what? Oh, by the way, let me talk about something. You Republicans and you Democrats, that movie, Sound of Freedom, you almost captivated me with your BS. Now, it was emotional to me because that's our gente. But you're only using this for political gain. All of a sudden, now you got these damn Republicans. Oh, the Democrats are trying to oppress the movie. They're trying to, keep it down because they don't want people to find out that Democrats eat kids. Let me tell you something, you stupid, damn political, ingenious bastards. You guys created this mess. The highest consumer of child trafficking porn is in America. And and by the way, it's your Republican Democratic laws that have caused all of this too to happen. Now you want the Republicans to say, oh yeah, we care about the moving of the children. Oh, save the children. No, all it is political gain. Because as soon as I saw Republicans pushing against it, then they say, oh yeah, I'm so moved by it. Yeah, while you still support the damn laws in Florida, right? It's stupid. Jella dumb. You don't even read the first verse. Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something. Watch. Hold on. Oh, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to show you something because you guys don't even, man. Hold on. See if I can find it. Let's see. Here it goes right here. Okay. This is easy for you, Republicans and Democrats of both colors. Exodus 21:16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in the hand, he shall surely be put to death. And you Republicans are Christians, you believe in the Bible. This is your history. So you owe it. And I'm not just talking about one particular color. Hell no, not in this channel. You don't get away with that. Not at all. Exodus 18:21. Let's go back. Let's take to the topic. 18:21. It reads, moreover, thou shalt not provide out of all the people. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth. Pay attention to this. Men of truth, hating covetousness. I'm gonna pause you on that one real quick so you guys can understand. Pause on that real quick. Hating covetousness, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness. As partial albino, your pineal glands, as a partial albino, your pineal glands have always crossed. There go. Yeah, you believe in that esoteric shit. Yeah, Jimmy, we don't believe that, bro. Not at all, man. That's all esoteric emerald tablets, teachings of Tot, bro. You better really do your homework on that. The Secret Teachings book is probably a good book you should read, man. It seems like you like a lot of these theories because that's really what it is. You vibrate in the same blah, 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 biological. You are set apart, a genetic, inferior. Yeah, all of that. You're in the wrong channel. Sorry, bro. I'm 47 years old, man. I'm not a kid, you know. I didn't just wake up one day and say, I believe in the Bible. And I never read anything else. It's pretty silly of you guys. And I bet you're pretty young too, Jimmy. You're younger than me, I can tell. So again, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetous. There you go, man. Is that Gabriel? I got a feeling you Gabriel, man. Listen, moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetous. Remember that, family. So when you hate covetous or men of truth, hating covetousness, you know that covetousness has a lot of different roots. So if you are in the scriptures, you are not going to be misled with any gifts, any bribery, anything that will lead you to end up with covetous, because you can lust for anything and you already are stuck. That's what he wants. None of that. So keep that in mind, fam. You guys think this is a game? Proverbs 29, 1 and 2. Let's get that real quick. Proverbs 29, 1 and 2. 29 or 29? 29, yep. Proverbs 29. And then verse 12. Sorry, it reads, if a ruler hearken to lies, the making of a slave. Okay. If a ruler hearken to lies. Oh, sorry, I moved it. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked, family. Let me repeat that again. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. What does that mean? What exactly does that mean, fam? That means if you hearken to a lie, right, and you don't confirm it, and you push it, you are wicked. It's that simple. We know that they said they ruled Europe, that a lot of convoluted history, you know. They say certain things like this, and then they mention the certain Portuguese and Spaniards, and then they say they're Jews, but then the other Jews are not Jews, right? So they throw you a lot of stuff, man. So I'm going to show you something real quick. Follow me for a moment, okay? I've showed you this before. I've showed you this before. Where are you at? All right. This is the Webster's Dictionary, 1828. I'm sorry, 1828. In 1828, the understanding of Swati was this right here. Let me change this up. I'm going to change this up, okay? The understanding of Swati was this: being of a dark hue or dusky complexion, tawny, that is, right? In warm climates, complexion of men men is universally swarthy or black. Watch this. The Moors, Spaniards, and Italians are more swarthy than the French, German, and English, meaning they are dark-skinned. But the Moors, Spaniards, and Italians are more dark-skinned than the northern ones, right? Okay. So now, if you guys remember, One West loves to bring this book out. Wobbles do too, and all this and that, you know what I mean? But they don't pay attention, family. They don't really pay attention to what they actually read. So let's read it for them. Observation concerning the increase of mankind, peopling of countries, by Benjamin Franklin, 1706, 1790, okay? So 1706, 1790, I think this is like in 1739. Well, it was reprinted in 1753. It must have been reprinted in 1918. Well, it shows the years between it's in the 1700s, okay? Let's just be clear on this. Right there. I'm assuming this is around 1739, 1740, somewhere around there. So it reads, by Benjamin Franklin himself, which leads me to add, page 224, which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionately very small. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. America, exclusively of all newcomers, wholly so. In Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russian, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also. The Saxons only, except who with the English make the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. I could wish their number would increase, so the majority of the people were dark-skinned at this time. And while we are, as we may call it, soaring our planet by clearing America of woods, and so making this side of our globe reflects a brighter light to the eyes of inhabitants in Mars or Venus, why should we, in sight of superior beings, darken its people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America, but we have so far an opportunity? By excluding all blacks and tawnies or increasing the lovely white and red? But perhaps I'm a partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind, which is true. So far, in the 1700s, right? Let's just be clear on this. Right there. I'm assuming.
Family, I want to point this out. I didn't catch this at that time. But it says that the majority.
This is around 1739.
Let's listen to this real quick.
1740, somewhere around there. So it reads by Benjamin Franklin himself, which leads me to add, page 224, which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionately very small. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. America, exclusively of all newcomers, wholly so.
That right there. It says America, exclusively of newcomers, wholly so. So the first part says, which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. America, in parentheses, it says, exclusively of the newcomers, wholly so. Do you understand what that's saying? That's saying that the majority of the people that came to America were very fucking dark. Okay, let's read this again. You don't miss this shit. This is important. America, quote unquote, exclusively of the newcomers, wholly so. Because the prior sentences says that they were all tawny, America, exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so. So that means to me that everybody that came to America was very dark. And you see, we find out that we weren't all dark. We were light-skinned too. And see, this whole concept of the fact that supposedly we were light-skinned, dark-skinned, and that's why we're light-skinned, because we mix with Spaniards, that's a lie, fam. What are you saying, bro? Most one can't have a one. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's without a doubt. They look, we're going to watch it in this class coming up. I know there's a Masonic and more connection to all this. I know they are connected to the mystery religions of Babylon. We'll connect them in time. Nah, bro, for sure. I have a book that actually testifies to that. Oh, man, I'm going, listen. That's why the people that show up to this channel and they say, hey, what are you teaching today? Like, bro, you're not following. You're not following. Like today, I'll tell you what. I'll give an example, fam. Like we were told that we were Indians all our life. That's it. Scavengers, all that shit, right? All that shit. That's all we knew. But what if somebody told you, nah, man, you were actually conquistadors. And you came and you took over this land. But we can't if we do, then it's going to cause a lot of who the real enemy is. Family, you guys need to wake up, man. America, exclusively of all newcomers, exclusively. You need to pay attention to that reading. Don't let these wobbles get in the way of your thought process, family. Hey, just ask him this. Where's your corn? Where's your tamales? Where's your grasshopper? Where's your tomatoes? Where's your avocado, negro? Negroes? Where's all that shit? If you say you're from here. Because slavery would never take that from you because it comes from the ground. So slavery could never take that from you. So, negros, I want to know, are you Willie Lynch? Are you avocado? There you go, baby. Where's your diet? Where's your diet? Are you Willie Lynch? Are you avocado? Because I think you're avocado. You're not Willie Lynch. Because, see, Willie Lynch never happened. And I want a Negro to tell me that it did. So let's continue. Because I want a Negro to tell me that Willie Lynch really happened. Listen, African Americans, if I'm wrong, prove it to us. Because you guys are saying you're the people of the Bible. So I want to know, if you're saying that you're the people of the Bible, and you're saying that Willie Lynch really happened, so let's do this right now. Because there's like 5-7 topics that I want to tackle. Willie Lynch, is it real? I don't think Willie Lynch is real. It's like, for example, if Willie Lynch is not real, and I can question it, is the Holocaust real? So if you made up Willie Lynch, how can I imagine that you didn't make up the Holocaust? Because we know that Willie Lynch is a lie. And we're going to continue to play right now. So until you prove me otherwise, I don't know, man. Tell me some shit, man, because maybe I'm lost. Maybe I don't know nothing.
In Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russian, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also. The Saxons only, except who with the English make the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. I could wish their number would increase, so the majority of the people were dark-skinned at this time. And while we are, as we may call it, soaring our planet by clearing America of woods.
Brother, guess what? I'm so glad you said that, bro. You know, BTC, man, because, like, you know, when they break down Genesis 2:7, they don't say that. They say black as ground. Even though Genesis 2:7 actually talks about Adamah. You see, in this channel, we're going to slowly break down negros. And I'm the grinder, bro. Like, let's put it this way. I'm the grinder. They're gonna slowly get fucking grinded. You know what I'm saying? I know they don't want that shit, but I'm bringing them in, slowly grinding them, bro. You know why? Because that's what Joshua does. We grind motherfuckers. We grind them. We prove who they are. And then we destroy you. We back. We back, Canaan. We back, Canaan. We are back. And no, I'm going to say it like this. No smallpox is going to take us away this time. Let's go.
And so making this side of our globe reflects a brighter light to the eyes of inhabitants in Mars or Venus. Why should we, in sight of superior beings, darken its people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America, but we have so far an opportunity? By excluding all blacks and Tawnies or increasing the lovely white and red? But perhaps I'm a partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind, which is true. So far, in the 1700s, right, we see swarthy people. And we see that in the 1800s, we're still seeing swarthy people, right? Okay. Follow me here. This is from a book called The New Voyage of Italy, or New Voyage to Italy. And this is an interesting book because now we're going to get real deep into this. Basically, basic deepness, okay? So check this out. Watch what it reads here. I'm going to start right there, okay? So let me make sure that, okay, the page is clear. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Page 139. The author of La Roma Santa affirms that Jews stink and that their noisome smell vanishes after they are baptized. So, he's talking about them, right? I know not why this should be reckoned wonderful, for those who are to be baptized are so carefully washed and clean that they must needs become sweet, though they really stunk before. But this ridiculous to imagine that the Jews, as being Jews, have a particular.
Hey, family, I just want to relate something to y'all. The only reason I can read this is because I read it often. Okay? So for anybody that tries to say that we're not educated people, just spit out. Punch him in the face. Not literally. Because that just means that I practice this often. And you see, family, I'm not smarter than you. I'm just like you. I'm not better than you. I'm just like you. Do you want to know why I say these things? Because I know that in my raza, we have the work ethic. And all I did was tapped into my work ethic. That was it. I just transferred my work ethic to this stuff. And I'm going to tell you something, raza. They cannot outwork you. So you have to transfer your work energy to our book energy. Yeah, I'm not joking, fam. I'm not joking. Because you either need to figure it out or someone's going to take your shit and they're going to take your wife and they're going to take your kids and they're going to do it again. Because you don't know something? Every 100 years, they reteach Negroes to be Negroes again. I know that sounds weird to y'all, but every 100 years, they teach Negroes to be Negroes again.
Smell. Now, this is a Christian. Remember, I told you guys, who are the Christians again? They're always what? White. But the Europeans are not always white. Okay? So keep that in mind. But this ridiculous to imagine that the Jews, as being Jews, have a particular smell. The Jews at Rome are very poor. Those who are poor are always nasty. And those who are nasty usually stink. That is the mystery. This also a vulgar error that the Jews are all black. Watch this. For this is only true of the Portuguese Jews. Now, I want you to remember this, like isolate that. The Portuguese Jews, I want you to take this right here and put it to the side. Park it for a second. Don't lose that thought. Who marrying, it sounds good for you guys, but it's not. Who marrying always, among another, beget children like themselves, and consequently, the swarthiness of their complexion is entailed upon their whole race, even in the northern region. So now, keep this in mind. This is also a book.
Hey, Rick, you know what, bro? Like, I really didn't want you to go that route, but I tell you what, man, God bless you too, bro, and just take care. That's it. You married a woman of another nation who's an alcoholic. What do you want me to tell you, bro? You have no patience for us, but you have patience for another nation. That's really sad of you to do that. You see, this is where it has to be very clear, fam. Why, brother? Does it not? I mean, 550 fucking years of bullshit. And that doesn't matter to you. You say, you guys are angry. You guys are on the late. I'm getting tired. I'll watch the rest of your video tomorrow. Let the Father of the Most High bless you, keep you, shine in your face, God. You never believed in you're too Christian, bro. And I talked to you about that. Man, Rick. You know what's so funny, man? I noticed that when you weren't showing up to these, classes and shit, I figured like something was wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay, brother, man. You don't understand us. That's fine. But don't try to tell other people that like whatever struggle they went through, like it's not significant. That shit is sad, bro, to be honest with you. Because like, when the hell did we get a chance to know our history? Now that we're asking for our history, everybody's bothered. Everybody's bothered now. Now that Raza wants to be like, hey, well, I want to know about what happened. Oh, no. Stay away. That happened when they first came. Why is that right? Why is that okay? Oh, that's right, because we're Mexicans or Raza or savages, because we don't know any better. Nah, bro, listen, man. I still care for you, man. Hopefully you get it. But I always knew that you were gonna go Christian on me. Let's go.
Book of, hold on, let me go back. I forgot to show you guys. My bad, man. I just jumped into it. A New Voyage to Italy by Curious Observation with several as Germany, Switzerland, blah, blah, blah. Volume 2, Part 1. That's 1739, okay? Look it up. So far, 1739, 1800. We're just confirming that that's what their understanding is of these people. So he's saying that these Jews, right? These Portuguese Jews, they typically are black. So it's like, oh yeah, one race is right. If you think so. But let's continue. Don't stop there though. That says, Swati of their complexion is entailed upon those whole races, even in the northern regions. But the Jews, but the Jews who are originally of Germany, those, for example, I have seen at Prague are not blacker than the rest of their countrymen. Okay? So now, watch this. Though nobody can doubt that those of the Jewish nation are destitute of all the authentic tradition. Keep that in mind. They are destitute of all authentic tradition. A destitute. What does destitute mean? Destitute. All right. It means being extremely poor, lacking something. So it says that though nobody can doubt that those of the Jewish nation are lacking tremendously all authentic tradition. Huh. Hold on. And they have not any particular knowledge either of the laws or customs of their
family. I just want to say something, okay? This is a time where they're writing this stuff, okay? And it's literally in that era. One thing I've learned about reading of that era, it's the F and the S, they look very similar. So all of a sudden now, like, people forget about the stuff that we study. Like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Even though they can't read this stuff that I'm reading. I'm just saying. They don't differentiate between the S or the F. Even that. But let's continue.
ancestors. Wait, hold up. Bruh. See, this is where it gets tricky and very interesting. Either of the laws or customs of their ancestors or even of the Hebrew language. Now, remember, keep in mind, family, this is in the 1700s, 1739. The mindset of that time, exactly. The mindset, right, of that time, it's not like us now. There's no internet. There's no way. There's no like major court you can go to. People could just go and say, oh, yeah, I'm a Hebrew. Or I'm this or I'm that. But this guy's saying, I have, however, been willing to take care of to satisfy you and asking several of their rabbins in Germany and in Italy. Remember, they're black or Swahili. About what you have desired. Now, some of them are, they're also white. Don't forget that. In which making them read some periods in Hebrew distinctively to observe how they pronounce it. So he takes the pertinent words and say, how do you pronounce this? Jew of the Germanies? How do you pronounce this? Jew of the Portuguese? How do you pronounce this? Jew of the Spaniards? Right? Without long time here, watch this. Here, in entering again into the particularities of the question, I will tell you that I have forgotten nothing, and that I have drove my curiosity farther than yours, having not forgotten the divers doubtful things that are marked in the grammar, or which are results of the difference of opinion in grammaring. Now, it says, the answer, watch this, the answer I have then to make you in a few words about this affair, that this white Christian, white man, not a black man, not an African man, not somebody that, remember, we don't hear white folks telling other white folks, so-called Israelis, that they're not the real Jews, right? We hear other people. But here is saying the white man saying, the answer I have then to make you in a few words about this affair, meaning you black folks and you white folks that claim to be Sephardic Jews and Ashkenazis and say that that's your origin and you've been there forever and that's you, the real Jews. Okay. It says, the answer I have then to make you in a few words about this affair is that these Jews have furnished me with nothing. Nothing. Gotcha, bitch. Hold on. Gotcha, bitch. Nothing. Gotcha, bitch. That one can draw any use from. And indeed, what could they say to Christians, meaning white people? Because they were enslaved in 1711 by guess who? We're gonna read to as we go further. What could they say to Christians that Christians do not already know as they? Have they any secret sauce or immediate revelation? Like us, we're sitting here watching this like, yo, listen. Let's see, the Ethiopian languages are Semitic and they have the oldest biblical manuscripts. It would make sense that the Jews and their history tied. I don't want to move a different route, but I don't want to and I want to answer that properly. So give me some time on that. Well, not today, basically, is what I'm saying. Have they any secret source or any immediate revelation? Who are those people that pretend to teach each other? Like right now, One West, IUIC, ISUPK, FOPI. What else? Just whatever One West camp, whatever camp you guys think, whatever church you guys can imagine. This is going on right now here in America right now. Who are those people that pretend to teach each other? Right? On the contrary, they are poor sort creatures, so filled with false notions, so conceit of their monstrous ideas, that I would never advise young people to have any commerce with them for fear of receiving from them some ridiculous prejudice. And it still happens to this very day. That's why you got some white folks bending down and kissing their boots. Some ridiculous prejudice, as if they are the people of the book. We're going to continue to break dismantle this nonsense. Okay, let's continue, because this is coming from the horse's mouth. It's not coming from me. It's coming from them. This is from the history of, sorry, here it goes right here. This is from a history of the Jews by Solomon Grazel. Okay? Now I want to start reading in this page right here. Now we talked about how these guys, the Christian man says these so-called Jews can't prove who they are according to the Bible or according to their history. Man, they can't even make it up. They can't even agree who they come So you talk about the first synagogues in America, right? As a matter of fact, let me read it. The first synagogue, soon after they arrived, watch this, it's going to get juicy. The Jews of New Amsterdam asked permission to establish religious services. They were refused to the right to have a synagogue, but they were allowed to meet in one or another private home, and they carry on Jewish worship. Although in theory, the English were more liberal, it was not until 1685 that the Jews set aside a house which they called their synagogue. Even this was the unofficial for then 10 years, the next 10 years. But by 1700, the Shared Israel congregation was established before, and the existence of a synagogue taken for granted by the entire population. Watch this, okay? Religion and education. The Jews who came to America during colonial times were not blessed with much Jewish knowledge. What the? Yo, listen, man. You see, this is now getting crazy. The previous book, by the way, this is from 1968, right?
Are you guys following what it's saying? You guys are understanding what it's talking about?
Exactly. So the previous book, right? The previous book. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you for bringing that point up. Thank you. And I'll praise it. I need your help because I'm going crazy in my mind right now.
Family, I'm gonna tell you something right now, in case you didn't hear me. You see this right here? Let's play it back.
Yo, listen, man. You see, this blessed with much Jewish knowledge. What the? Yo, listen, man. You see, this is now getting crazy. The previous book is going to get juicy. The Jews of New Amsterdam asked permission to establish religious services. They were refused to the right to have a synagogue, but they were allowed to meet in one or another private home, and they carry on Jewish worship. Although in theory, the English were more liberal, it was not until 1685 that the Jews set aside a house which they called their synagogue. Even this was the unofficial for then 10 years, the next 10 years. But by 1700, the Shared Israel congregation was established, and the existence of a synagogue taken for granted by the entire population. Watch this, okay? Religion and education. The Jews who came to America during colonial times were not blessed with much Jewish knowledge. What the? Yo, listen, man. You see, this.
Hear that? They were not blessed with much Jewish knowledge. What the fuck does that mean? Just listen.
This is now getting Jewish knowledge. What the? Okay. Religion and education. The Jews who came to America during colonial times were not blessed with much Jewish knowledge. What the? Yo, listen, man. You see, this.
Why? Because it's not their understanding. All these so-called fake Jews, guess what, family? Negros and whites, they were taught this shit. They were taught this stuff, and they were taught to make sure that they would overcome us. That's why Psalms 83 says, they said, cut them off as being a nation. What better way to do it than to be you?
This is now getting crazy.
Hold on, family.
The previous book, by the way, this is from 1968, right? Exactly. So the previous book, right? The previous book. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you for bringing that point up. Thank you. And I'll praise it. I need your help because I'm going crazy in my mind right now. The Jews who came to America during colonial time, from 1492 and on, okay, were not blessed with much Jewish knowledge. Whether they were of Spanish, Portuguese ancestry, that is, oh gosh, the Sephardim, or German ancestry, that is of Ashkenazim. They were, with few exceptions, energetic men of daring and courage rather than such as could sit quietly and lead a studious life. Like right now, they had no clue who they were. They really didn't know about themselves. We Jews. We finance. We own ships. Yeah, we push slaves. Yeah, the Jews were the main slave pushers. You black and white ones. Got you. Hold on. Gotcha, bitch. So now, here we go. They were, with few exceptions, energetic men. I'm sorry, hold up. Prayer books and Bibles were all that were prayer books and Bibles were all that their physical and mental baggage could hold. Bam. Since the majority of them during the early colonial period were Sephardim, the Sephardi ritual prevailed, and the Jews of German ancestry quickly adjusted themselves to it. Watch this. More serious was the problem of educating the young. Why? Because you guys didn't know who the hell you were. You're just converts, reteaching yourself all over again. At first, some new arrival, still struggling to establish himself commercially, would take over the task of teaching Jewish children to read the prayer book. Before long, the Jewish colonies began to send to the better established Jewish communities of Jamaica or London or Amsterdam for men willing to migrate to the distant land and become the official teachers of Jewish youth. The difficulty was increased by the fact that there were as yet no public schools, so that many Jewish parents sent their children to various non-Jewish private schools. The result is blah, 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 blah. To me, it sounds like you are being recreated. Yeah, Yiddish. That's what it is. Jewish. And you see, you so-called Sephardims. Now you want to say that you want to be Sephardics now? What's your name? That kid? Dirty Water? Yeah, right? Dirty Water? He says you're Sephardic. You're going completely tarnish our brother. Lord willing, I don't know if he still agrees with that. I haven't talked to him. But I just, man, I smell, when it smells like shit, right? And it looks like shit, I don't suggest to touch it. Then it does come out of an ass. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but it's just like constantly being caught in your own stupidity. And by the way, the reason I even know about this book, because in this book,
Hey fam, I know I'm being pretty harsh on probably my talk, but stick around because I'm gonna get through a bunch of stuff today, and I think we need to know. It's the weekend. What else we got left? I mean, you guys over here celebrate Sabbath. Sabbath never really ends, if you really don't understand that. The Most High always wants you to have the scriptures in his mind. He doesn't want you to stop. Sabbath is a good rest day. Like, yeah, you get a rest day, but it's like, that's what he says. It's the beginning. If you love the Most High, you're not going to keep his words away from you at all. And if you don't want to hear the word, then probably you're not of the Most High. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you got to come into this church. No, but the word that he uses, he attracts us. Y'all need to start waking up, man. I'm gonna tell you something. The reason I did this class about the Willie Lynch is because it's a total fucking lie. What if the white man told you that the Willie Lynch applied to them and that black people came and raped them and did all kinds of shit, and then you find out that it's not true? Why is that any different? Because that's what these negros did. They told you that white people came, raped them in the booty, and forced them to be who they are today. And we just found out that it's not true. That book is a lie. That it's like a song. He's like Tupac. Because Tupac got his name from Tupac Amaru from, Peru. But apparently, Tupac is black. And they make it Tupac like he's negro. You see how they just walk over you and shit? Look, I got 6 people that walked away right now. You know why? Like the video that I saw earlier today.
I heard a Hispanic guy say, I'm so happy that Jesus is black. Okay. You're happy that Jesus is black? Okay. Let's continue.
You, One West, use this book. Yes, you do. And you know this book. One West knows this book, fam. This is not surprising to them. But see, they only show you what they care about. They just want to show you to talk crap about Christian whites. In this page here, you see the, where is it at? Hold up. Where is it at? What's it, page, 53? Is it this one? Let's see if I can find it. It's in 149. Give me a second. I'm trying to find this. They use this book. Oh, here it goes right here. So they go in here and say the results of Paul's teaching. It is not what happened to Paul personally that is important, but rather what happened to Paul's teachings. Even while he lived, ample evidence proves that the people whom he preached had misunderstood him. He had spoken in terms of high and noble idealism of charity and personal righteousness. He urged men to believe in Jesus firmly and believing in so perfect an example of godly living, meaning keeping the laws. I'm sorry, begin to lead a godly living like the life themselves, meaning keeping the laws. Such righteous people could have no difficulty in meeting the awful day of God's judgment. They would surely survive it when the day of the resurrection came. Such people would surely be permitted to live again and forever, but most of the people who listened to Paul remembered only the connection between believing in Jesus and meriting God's mercy and ultimate resurrection. They kept the middle step, the need to live godly lives. Thus, faith in Jesus came to be the only and entire basis of the religion adopted by pagan Christians, while the Judeo-Christians who lived in Palestine, yada, yada, yada. I'm only showing you this because One West knows this book, but geez, they don't show you this other one because it literally says to them as they're reading it. So I wonder what you feel as you're reading it. What do you feel as you're reading? Damn, this is like Ecclesiastes. It's nothing new under the sun, family. All right, I'm not done. I am not done yet. Oh no, contre mon frère. Because watch this. I'm going to show you this real quick. This is from another book called Zion in America, 1981. It's them. They're saying it themselves. I'm not. Not at all, my friends. This is them boasting about their abilities and their achievements. So that's just like you see the people now that I'm going to show you. Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, you're looking at them right now, family. These are the two heads. I know they don't want to believe it. But again, it's only 144. Oh, well. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Oh, that's right. That's right. Here it goes right here. Okay. This is page 43, Jews in the colonial economy. I want you to pay attention. Remember, we said Christians are white. Not all Europeans are white. They could also be black and white. And it says, remember the other book that talked about who the Portuguese Jews, they're all black, right? At that time. And they understood, even Benjamin Franklin, that the majority of the people were dark skinned at that time. 1700, 1800, 1600, King James, true, he was black, all that. Yeah, all that's real. All that's real. So I need you guys to pay attention to this. Watch this. Let me go ahead and magnify it. The author of the story of the author of the story of the Jews of Newport, Morris Gunstein, maintained that there were relatively few Jews involved in the slave trade in the sites and census of 1774 to show that only 13 servants were employed by Jewish homes, all of whom Gunstein assumed were white indentured servants. You see that? White indentured servants. If these were white Jews, they wouldn't say that, now would they? Think. Now, the few Jews who may have owned slaves in Newport were none too comfortable with them. Their wills, according to Gutstein, often contain clause ordering the such slaves be freed upon the master's death. Jews' involvement in the slave trade should not embarrass today, as one suspect it did Mr. Gutstein, and one suspect it did in Mr. Gutstein. The application of 20th century standards of morality to 18th century behavior can lead to twisted results, meaning that it was just a different time. Oh well. Now, it says it was then not frightened. It was then not frightened with the moral onus it carried today. Now, watch this. The traffic in human beings by Portuguese, which were black, Dutch, which were black, French, which were black, and English, which were white and black. I'm telling you, fam, was an essential ingredient of the early capital formation necessary for the development of the capitalist system. And I hear this, the Jews who were frequently found at the very heart of the commerce could not have failed to contribute to a proportionate share to the share trade directly and indirectly. Now watch this, in 1460, these very same Portuguese, remember, we got to isolate words and understand what all it means, right? In 1460, these Jews were masters of the nautical science in Portugal. That nation was importing 700 to 800 slaves yearly. These were black people enslaving other black people. These were tawny people enslaving Africans. Tawny Portuguese Jews were enslaving Africans. Now watch this. It gets even better. It gets even better because it's just amazing. At the time, there's some reason to feel that the Jews of Newport, if they did not avoid the profitable business of trafficking in slaves, might have hesitated about owning them. But this might have stemmed from the British Caribbean precedent from which area many Newport Jews had come. Rather than to form moral scruples, in the British area of the Caribbean Jews were in the British areas of the Caribbeans, Jews were forbidden to own slaves because of the fear that under Jewish two-age slavery insurrection, a perpetual fear of slaveholding communities would encourage perpetual slavery. So you guys weren't applying the 7 years to certain people, only to yours. It's not over. Not over yet.
I want you guys to pay attention to this. In the British area, the Caribbean Jews were forbidden to own slaves because of the fear that under Jewish tutelage, slave insurrection, a perpetual fear, in the slaveholding, communities would be encouraged. Pay attention to those sentences. That means that there were British areas where there were Caribbean Jews, and they were told to stop owning slaves because apparently there was, I guess, too many Jews that were being enslaved at the same time. So that's why I say, what is that whole concept called head right program, where an owner who has power, he could bring you into his camp, enslave you, and then submit for a loan to get head right access to property, meaning acreage. And he would say that I have Negroes to work that land. I don't know. You know what, man? Let's go, man. This is a joke, man. Yeah, you Negroes are fucking full of shit, man.
Not over yet. I'm gonna show you this. I got this from another book. Man, I wish I could have pulled it up. I'm still reading it. But watch what it says here. Let me see if I can magnify it. Here, I'm going to do this. Save as picture. Give me a second, fam. Check this out. Watch what this guy says here. That's how I found this guy, okay? It says, throughout the history of the practice, Jews have been involved in the purchase and sale of human beings. This fact is confirmed by their own scholars and historians in this History of the Jews by Solomon Grazel, which we read. They say that the Jews were among the most important slave dealers in European society. Remember that. Lady Magnus writes that in the Middle Ages, principal purchasers of slaves were found among the Jews. They seem to be always and everywhere at hand to buy and to have the means equally ready to pay. Henry L. Fangold stated that Jews were so frequently found at the heart of commerce could not have failed to contribute a proportionate share to the slave trade directly or indirectly. They were all involved. In 1460, we read the same thing. Now, watch this. Success of the medieval merchants was enhanced by their supreme linguistic abilities. They spoke Arabic, Persian, Roman, Frankish, Spanish, Slavic, and displayed a business acumen far advanced in the times. The Jews' participation in the slave trade, particularly their trafficking in non-Jewish slaves, cited the moral indignation of Europe's Gentile population. The Europeans reacted by taxing the Jews, and so were expelled from their host countries for this activity. I have a book, fam, that literally says, let me see. I wonder if I can get it. I think I posted it. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I'm going to show you this. This is important to read too. Okay. I'm just going to kind of skip something real quick. This is from Jewish Pioneers in America. Now, this is a book. It's not hard to find, but it's hard to find a PDF for some reason. Watch what it says here in this book. In page 12. Van Gogh admits that Columbus became so thoroughly Spanish as to lose the use of his mother tongue. In none of the evidence, however, does Van Gogh find ground for the Hebraic origin of the discoverer. That this great man wrote in biblical style. He was fond of quoting the prophets. By choice, he preferred to read the books that were either biblical or Jewish in origin. He himself wrote a book of prophecies. Columbus left the legacy to a Jew. Jews protected him. He was avaricious. He thought himself the messenger of Jehovah. Finally, he had a fresh colored complexion, fair hair, aquiline nose characteristics. As all the world knows, the Israelite type, in particular of the Southern Jews, Spanish, Portuguese. Huh. Watch this. Hold on. Is this it? Here it goes right here. Discouraged with his failure in Portugal, Columbus next appealed to the court of Spain. Here, too, he met with disappointed men. He was called a dreamer. His schemes were chimerical, vain, and impractical. The cause seemed hopeless, but it was at this point that influential Jews of Spain rallied in his assistance. Chief among these were Isaac Aberbanal and Luis de Santagal. Without them, Columbus would have failed in Spain as he did everywhere. In the middle of the 15th century, says Kissinger, the Santagals of Valencia and Saragosas were the Rothschilds of their time. Now, this right here, fam, is a book. I don't want to get into it because I'll just show you what I found real quick, okay? The Pacific. Remember, Christians and Europeans is not the same thing, okay? It says, For decades, long before the fall of Constantinople, Portuguese navigators, black, had been venturing southward along the coast of Africa in search of such a route. Supported by royal house, especially by the famed Prince Henry. Was he white or black? Known as the navigator because of his enthusiasm for exploration. Portuguese expeditions had reached the Azores about 800 miles out of the open Atlantic in 1427. Black Portuguese Jews. Their ships, by the way, they're converts. There's because you guys didn't know anything about who you are. You pronounce one word just like way different than your other brother that was white. But now you're saying he's your enemy. And I know why. Because you were allies. And the very same allies turn against you. And I'm going to show you who said that. Their ships had landed on the northwestern shoulder of the African coast as early as 1434. By the 1440s, Portuguese captains had journeyed as far as the Senegal and back in the beginning of Black Africa. Oh, what's going on here? In far-off Western Europe, the Portuguese observed this development in the Mediterranean with special interest. The hardy mariners of Portugal, their nautical skills sharpened by the harsh demands of Atlantic winds and waves, had long dreamed of seizing the spice trade for themselves by opening the water routes around Africa to the source of the spice in Asia. Although such a sea route, if it existed, would entail great risks to small ships of the time. The potential gain far outweighed the dangers. Spice took up little shipboard space relation to their worth, if only a few vessels succeeded in making the journey. So these guys at this time were enslaving Africans. And I have a book that says, maybe I saved it here. Maybe I didn't. I probably did not. So now let's take a picture of these people. Remember, family, not all that appears to be is what it appears to be. Okay? We've been assuming too long that certain people come in a certain shade. This has been going on for some time, fam, and you've been tricked into believing these things. Look at this. In 1818 and 1893, founded in 1796, Zion Church. Did they think they were Jews? African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. History of Zion Church. The church in the southern black community. Keep in mind, fam, we didn't have the Bible in this time. Don't forget. Let me see if I got this. All right, so we read this part. Bam. Get out the way. Now I'm going to show you something so you can get an idea. These are just thoughts.
A common character.
Look at these men. Who are these men? Because to me, it seems like Jews and Moors were always working together. The Jews and the Moors had it good when they subjugated the Christians. There's a lot of questions going on right now, family, because you need to understand that this history that they fed us is total BS. That's not true. And if they were Negroes, they were natives at that time. And remember, we used to say that used to believe that every black person, no matter what, you were a slave, but it says you're otherwise. Watch.
Born of a white mother and black English common law. Children born of a white mother and black father were considered free.
See? Why? Thought you couldn't be. I thought it was impossible. Nah, man. Let's finish it up real quick. Jeremiah 9. Hopefully I didn't take too long. That's cool. Jeremiah 9. All right. Watch this real quick. Jeremiah. Where are you at? Jeremiah chapter 9. Verse 3. It says, I'll read it this way. I'll read it this way. And they are always ready to tell lies. Dishonesty instead of truth rules the land. The Lord says, my people do one evil thing after another and do not acknowledge me as their God. Everyone must be on guard against their friends, and no one can trust their relatives, for all relatives are as deceitful as Jacob, and everyone slanders their friends. They all mislead their friends, and no one tells the truth. They have taught their tongues to lie and will not keep sinning. They do one violent thing after another, and one deceitful act follows another. The Lord says that his people reject him because it's true, family. I don't care who you are. Even if you say you are the people of this book, why does it have to take this lie? Why did you have to lie about this? Yeah, Jewish offense first. It's a first, just like the BMS symbol. Oh shoot! Let me check it, bro. I'll check it in a bit. Let me continue. I think we're gonna leave off. We're gonna finish that. We done. Yeah. They all mislead their friends, and see, that's what I'm saying, family. I could understand, man. You know, you didn't know. Okay, fine, but nah, this is gone too far now. Nobody, to be frank with you, from what you hear in history, no, you white, no, you black, can prove that you're Hebrews. Not even the white man. Even the white man said it himself. Yo, you guys can't prove that you're Hebrews, bro. We know this. We know your history. And now we're sitting here telling you guys, listen. You don't listen. You don't care. You don't care because it's not about truth. It's about revenge, power, women, land, and money. That's it. You don't care about repenting. You don't care about salvation. You don't care about any of that. You don't care about being a better man, a better husband, a better father, a better employer, or better employee, somebody that actually can balance their life with their children, that has a home that believes, that makes time for all of them. It's hard to balance that life, that can say, I've been through the gutter and I was able to what? Withstand it because of the scriptures. That's wisdom. I'd rather gain that more than any money. There's no value in getting your mind back and your spirit. But I don't care. Continue. So, Proverbs 6:26-24. It says, a hypocrite hides hate behind flattering words. It says, he that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. So that's why it says, don't trust these people, man, because they're literally slipping into darkness. I'm telling you. When he speaks fair, when he speaketh fair, believe him not. No, I'm telling you, man, we're people of the Bible, and we went through this together. Really? We haven't had the Bible since 1492, only until the last 40 years, 50 years maybe, because the majority of the people in Mexico, Central and South, were illiterate in the 1910s and 20s, in case you guys don't know that. And we got the first Bible printed in 1835, 25 volumes. 25, like the Encyclopedia Britannica, like those old school ones, $200. You know how much that is? About 10 grand right now. With the inflation, about $12,000, I'm sorry, for a Bible, 25 books. You're supposed to carry that around? Shit. Nobody knew how to read at that time, man. You were all enslaved. But you guys been having the Bible this whole time. Where's your black Jesus? Or your white one? Y'all are fools, man. Y'all are fools. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Remember the 10 horns and the 7 heads? Pay attention. 7 abominations in his mind. Whose hatred is covered by deceit. What? I'm going to tell you one of the biggest black Hebrew Israelite camps out there. Only black Hebrew Israelite only camps is IUIC. But they're misleading you guys. They're literally telling you, they themselves, they're telling you themselves that they're a black Hebrew Israelite camp. But you Hispanics are stupid. You don't get it. No. Babosos. That's what you are. It says, who hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. This is what we're doing. Showing you who you are. The whole world is going to know eventually, whether you like it or not. And then now we have some Old Testament keepers that are trying to say, hey, you need to kind of question that too, because if the white man did it, how come you don't say nothing to the black man? Oh, and by the way, reparations have been being paid out since 2022, family. Started in Louisiana. Y'all into people, man. It's just funny, dude. It's just funny to me, man. Who diggeth a pit shall fall therein. I'm telling you right now, it is the biggest pit to fall into. Create a history that's not real and then make it look like the Bible so then you can go teach it as prophecy. But then when you get the real Hebrews, you guys, wait, hold on a second, but it don't make sense. Oh, no, don't worry about it. Hold on a second. Don't worry about it. You good? Silent here, family. You good? You good? Don't worry about it. Don't look there. Don't look there. Look there. Oh, look at the sun. Look. They're coming. Amiga la migra, güey. Olvídale. Don't worry, Issachar. You good, man. Just go to work, bro. That's what you're good at. So once again, black Americans, you're not Judah. Wash that shit from your head. Comb some of that brush. You know, make that woolly hair all electrical and make sure you rub it real well and say, I'm not Judah. You're not. Sorry to tell you. I mean, could be you try, but whoso diggeth a pit, fall therein. You guys are falling for it. You Hispanics too, you call yourselves Issacharites. You guys are dumb. You can't prove it. And then you so-called Puerto Ricans too, I'm sorry to tell you, but if you say you don't believe in the 12-tribe chart and you call yourself Ephraimites, that's pretty stupid. You still believe in the chart. Oh, well, it's fruitful. Yeah, well, a lot of Hispanics are fruitful. We all love to have babies. If I could have more babies, I would. But just sometimes it gets expensive. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. So I look forward to this. A lying tongue hated those that are afflicted by it, and in flattering words work it ruin. Let me read it to you in this translation. You have to hate someone to want to hurt him with lies. They hate you, family. Poppy hates you. Poppy, you sit on this book, and you bring up that dummy Lee Cummings, right? You don't even know how to write. And he's the one that actually, led me to a lot of these things, bro. Thank you. You guys are giving yourselves away. We're almost done. Job 27:4-5. I want to talk about this real quick. You guys talk about integrity, IOIC. Yeah, we teach integrity. Shut your ass up. You guys don't have no integrity. My lips will never, Job 27:4, my lips will never say anything evil. With my tongue will never tell a lie. Now here, let me say this. Job 27:4, my lips shall not speak wickedness. And remember, if you're a leader of lies, your followers are all wicked. Can't take this shit back, bro. You can't take this back. This is a lie. This is a lie. Never happened. Like a lot of stuff, never happened. The nerve of you to ask for reparations. The white man should be asking for reparations. You enslaved his ass first, and us too. We should be getting reparations. As a matter of fact, you're getting reparations because you lost your slaves. That's why. Where is it? Hold on. Left it in the car. Another book I'm trying to finish. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. God forbid that I should justify you till I die. I will not remove my integrity from me, man. I'm not. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, man. I'm not going to, it's no. That's why when they're like, they're calling us Mongols. Well, let's find out why. And guess what? We did migrate through that section. And there are some of us that have people like that. It's still from the Father, dummies. And then when they show you the stupid 18 nation chart, 3 of those are African. But we mixed and they didn't. But they look like ham. They look like un jamón. Make it make sense. God forbid that I should justify you till I die. I will not remove my integrity from me. That's all I got left, man. My word, and that's it. Psalm 7, 8, 9. It reads, the Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to mine integrity that is in me. Because that's what I'm doing. I don't favor anything, man. If our people, so-called somebody that looks like me, has something to do with slavery, and I said it myself, if I was part of that, man, I deserve to die. If my family members, my ancestors had something to do with slavery, you damn well, I'll be the first one to get rid of myself. I'll tell you right now, I pray to the Most High that if I'm not of his seed, please destroy me. Because if I had something to do with slavery, my own sense, I want to pay now. Why? Leave me in alcoholism if that's the case, because I deserve it. But no, I didn't deserve it. You guys do. So somebody's wrong. And you want to know something? There's not 1 ounce, not 1 degree of doubt in my soul that you guys are Canaanites. You guys are Revelation 3, the white man's Revelation 2, and you both are fake.
All right, so now let's move on. So this is, I'm going to prove it right here, family. Let's continue, man. Let's continue on this shit right here. All praises to our glory and Father. Let's go.
In this aspect, Virginia colonial law was totally contradictory to English common law, which states that a child's status follows the father. Of course, this law extending from the earlier Virginia codes was designed this way to assure.
Yeah, that's actually really funny. Planters, he calls them planters, right? He calls them, yeah, I caught that. All praises, man, you caught that. All praises. There you go. Let's continue.
Legalized rape of indigenous women without consequence, and naturally the perpetuation of slavery through a duplicitous modification of English common law.
If you listen to him, what he's standing on a ground that it was the white man that did it. Okay, we'll see. It was only the white man, and then there's these black children. They were not our people, but then he mentions that the only people that were being sold as slaves, in a sense, where you can actually rape them, and then through the slave owner's children, it's not hers necessarily. If you believe in the Bible. Then they go into slavery. So they were enslaving their own children.
Children born of a white mother and black father were considered free.
Remember that. Children born of a white mother and a white father were considered free in this particular year of 1600. Remember? He's mentioning the topic of partis sequitur ventrum. Okay? Just remember that. So in this family, I forgot to show you this real quick. I just want to show this real quick, okay? So give me a second. Because this cannot be ignored. That's why. Okay? So let's just share this real quick, and we'll go with it. Let's go.
The story of Prince Hall, our founder, who was a great American and the first Grand Master associated with our first Grand Lodge and its expansion. Scott, the brother-in-law of John Hancock, a signer of the Declaration of Independence. Captain Scott delivered the letter and the money and received a charter, which he duly delivered to Prince Hall at around the time of the writing of the United States Constitution.
Doing with all this power besides hoarding it for themselves? Y'all tell me.
Spiritual babies on milk, beloveds. I've said too much without saying enough, beloveds. But may those who have ears hear. The Freemasons, there's also the female side, which a lot of people don't talk about, the Eastern Star, which I won't even get too deep into now.
And a whole host of other things. What are they doing with all this power besides
the other way? This is coming from a so-called educated black man who is, I'm assuming he's part of this masonry. I'm assuming, I don't know, man. But, you know, again, this is his material. I don't claim it. YouTube, that's him. I don't profit from this, so please don't block me. But anyways, I appreciate the information, though. I really do. It helps us out to know who you guys are.
And we're counted among free people of color.
So then at that point, it says we're counted upon free people of color, meaning that this was happening often, right? In order for them free people of color to be free, there would have to have been through a mother that was white, correct? That's my understanding.
White men were freely allowed to abandon or kill their children without recourse.
Again, that's an opinion because there's no facts to say that. But if you look at a nation historically, the spirit doesn't change. Which nation of people are actually doing that? You got to ask yourself.
Hey, family, you gotta kind of think about that. White men were free to kill white women, even though black men were free to enslave women. So they're saying that black men were free to enslave women and white men too, but white men were so fucking nuts that they just wanted to kill women like that. And black people were not doing that at all. But we see their actions in seditious nations, right? It's kind of weird. I'm just saying, let's continue.
You know what I'm saying? We can't be naive and we cannot be emotional, sensitive, or even so-called empathetic. I'm tired of that because all I ever see is our gente being stepped on. That's like that song from Kid Frost. It says, hey, I'm getting tired of these vatos getting over la raza. You know, that's deep in my spirit, man. Because as I've mentioned before, at least I know, since the so-called white man and the so-called black man have been in this continent, nothing has been the same for our people. Especially our lovely, beautiful women, our mothers. And I mean that like in a mother sense. I don't mean that in a sexual sense. Because I have respect for our sisters. That's a Hebrew thing, by the way. In case somebody don't understand that.
Solidifying their position as the first deadbeat dads in American history.
Who's actually manifesting that? I'm just asking, you know what I'm saying? Because we went through slavery and it's not something that we typically practice as so-called Hispanics for the most part. I know we have a few deadbeat losers. You know, good portion, but for the most part, that's not who we are. Then or now.
To the point that many of the most notable so-called black men in history, like Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington, never even knew who their white fathers were. But in some cases, the white father actually did remain in their child's life, but used their whiteness to accelerate the social status of their mixed children.
So, see, he says that in some cases, and then they would use their status to elevate their children. And we continue to see that. But why isn't he saying anything about them? They were black men having children with white women, and those children were free. Remember that, okay?
One such example of...
Let's skip this. I'm going to go to... Let me see here, because I just want to get through this. Oh, here it goes right here. Give me a second. I think it's right here.
And Prince all Freemason made it in. Instance, all of us Negroes were the privileged children of white slave masters.
So they say, okay?
Family, I think I have a better video to show you because I actually had that showed before. But I found this earlier today, and I think he's going to explain it himself. Let me show you something real quick. Because there's some things that he shared, and kind of like it, man. Let them see for themselves. I always say, Venom, it's kind of like the Trojan horse. They will destroy themselves within. Enjoy this shit, man. Because you don't want something, family. It's very interesting right here. And I think we should very well acknowledge what they found out. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. They're not going to like it. But that's not our business. That's up to them. Let's go.
Misperceive the attack, and sometimes they step away, and a person who has to then confront the enemy with this apprehension from their own people really begins to learn where the strength and the bowels of our community are. And I really had to give it to the brother for being able to stand up firmly against the opposition at a time when they were not trying to make a statement right or wrong.
Check this out, family. The other day I was asked, like, can you teach something without reminding them of negros, right? And I said to him, I told him, I said, can't do that. As much as güeros are involved in slavery, so are these negros. And I know that you guys are very offended by me saying this shit. Because Raza don't like to fucking know that. That's why people left. So I'm going to tell you Mexicans, you stupid ass paisas. Negros arrested you. Negros raped you and took your wife and your kids. And they'll do it to this very day. And they do it to this very day. Paleteros. Robbing streets. Oh, but that's right. Because you guys are... no digas nada, güey. Tú te estás bien, cabrón. That's why you only see a few people here. And we're back to those times where like Joshua was like, yo, Paisa, shut the fuck up, man. Let's go out there and take the land. And you guys are like, I don't know, man. These niggas are better, they're smarter, they're brighter than us and shit, man. We can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. Man, I hope the Most High like brings actual soldiers and shit, because you guys are weak. Let's go.
So the Boule means the violence to the king. It's the lower house.
They're laughing
inside
at you.
The Boule history book written by Charles H. Wesley. Remember that Charles H. Wesley is a Boule member.
They're laughing at you.
He also wrote the history for. Now this is where we got to get into this. Y'all there?
This is why I'm so fucking upset, because they're fucking laughing at you, stupid ass Mexicans, stupid ass paisas, stupid ass Hispanics, dumbasses, bro. They're like laughing at you. They came here, brought their religion, and then said, shut up. You don't know nothing. We're going to teach you. And guess what, family? Nobody cares, because you know why? Because everybody's afraid to take their heritage back. How embarrassing is that, man? All right, let's go. Let's continue. I'm getting mad now.
The black Greeks. See, I used to believe in this. You work hard, you do your best, you'll move up. I believed that until I understood these secret societies. I was like, wait a minute. You have enough people that in this stuff tell you now it's who you know. Then you begin to understand now there's certain ceilings you can hit that if you're not a part of these if the gatekeepers don't open the door for you, you don't get in. When I was younger, I used to think, but it was just us, you know, because after a while you think something's just wrong with us, and this is part of the conditioning, and you begin to think that, you know, maybe we're just not able to make it. Maybe we need to be ruled. Maybe we need to have a master. You know, I'm saying, but this is the mentality that we'll come up with if we don't understand what's behind this. So we have been played really for a long time with the racism. Racism is basically a tool to keep us from knowing who our real enemies are. And so we keep focusing on the same enemy, and racism in our community is a religion. It's a religion. Black people are just as racist. It's a religion for us. Hating is a religion. And you ain't even got to have color. We hate each other. So it ain't even you can't even say black or white. We just don't like each other. The point I'm making is that the goal was to keep us focused on each other so we wouldn't see the bigger picture. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So what I want to show you today is you're going to understand why every year these same leaders come to a community to stir you up to vote.
Give today. You can give at the donate now button right above my head. You can give today. You can give here online at support the movement. It's a .com, .org, both. Give is $5 or $10. You can donate above on the button that says donate now, or donate on the chip in below and give today. Whether it's $1 or $2,000, God will bless you because of your gift. Give.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
There is another class of colored and Negro people who make a business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of the Negro race before the public. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles, they have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs, partly because they want sympathy.
All right. You know, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, where we at? We about 30 minutes in. Good. Let's go with number 3 here. When you speak about what white supremacy done to us in history.
And partly because it pays.
And easy if you made a financial donation, whether you can give $1 or $5 or $1,000, whatever it is you can give is.
Fam, I want you guys to pay attention to something that was said earlier.
Much as you can.
Because I don't care about what they do, but I want to pay attention to how they're influencing the whole concept. Pay attention to that right there. It says, hold on a second. There is another class of Negro people who makes a business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of the Negro. The troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships. That's their business. That's what they do. They put that in our face to show the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of these Negroes, these Africans, these West Africans right here, these Canaanites. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles. Who's robbing these stores? Why did they change the laws to make sure that if you rob anything under $1,000, you're okay? Who changed them? Black people. They have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs. Isn't that all we do? Isn't that all we understand now? Isn't that what I've been saying? Stop having empathy for these Negroes, man. They're not our gente. What the fuck are you guys having empathy for them? They're demanding that from you. Their fucking whole concept was about demanding empathy. Shut the fuck up. You're no better than me. I suffered more than you. So guess what? They have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs. Partly because they want sympathy and partly because it pays.
They want sympathy.
All right.
Hold on a second.
The settled habit of advertising their wrongs, partly because they want sympathy.
All right. You know.
When?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
Dark ass up. When the hell did we do this?
There is another class of color.
Partly because they want sympathy. And partly because it pays. Some of these people do not want Negro to lose their grievance, blah, 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 blah. But you know what they do? They take advantage of you stupid ass Hispanics. Oh, that's right. I lost a lot of people. Guess what? You know why? Because they're mad. Y'all are mad. Y'all don't like the fucking truth. You love this. Let me just be cool. If you can't be cool with other people, you're going to be cool with everyone else but your own gente. You run for the truth. Look, I'm not lying to y'all. I've never lied to them in this channel one fucking bit. And every single one of you motherfuckers, you know what you do? You come here, you check it, and you say, he's a racist. Why? Because negros don't like you? I saw a video the other day, fam. And a matter of fact, I don't even remember how I went. It said something like, I guess apparently they showed this guy something about Jesus, that he wasn't white. And he said, I'm so happy that Jesus is black. Oh, are you really? Woo, boy, wait till the time comes.
Colored and Negro people who make a business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of the Negro race before the public. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles, they have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs, partly because they want sympathy.
All right. You know, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, where we at? We about 30 minutes in. Good. Let's go to number 3 here.
We're about that
when you
money,
speak
baby.
about what white supremacy done to us in history,
and partly because it pays.
And easy if you made a financial donation, whether you can give $1 or $5 or $1,000, whatever it is you can give as much as you can, give as often as you can.
Some of these people do not want the Negro to lose his grievances because they do not want to lose their jobs. Don't get triggered.
If these white supremacists telling you that you're not a victim and they the victimizer, we should be pissed. Now let's continue. I'm gonna check real quick what we got down here for the people.
Oh shit, how much you collected already? We got good money going on.
New released tax filings show exactly how Black Lives Matter spent their donation money.
Colors spent $73,000 on a private jet.
said
BLM
Colors?
dispersed $25 million in grants to 31 groups. They banked $41 million, including $32 million.
Hey, but didn't they say Raza's stealing a bunch of shit from people? Well, let me get this right. You want illegal aliens not being here, but you want negros to pay you for your habitual nonsense. Okay, this is America. Good. I'm glad that that's what you want.
In stock. Supporters blame any accounting flaws on inexperience.
I actually did not know what 990s were before all of this happened. Something's being weaponized against us that many people don't even know and honestly don't care about.
How can someone be the leader of a civil rights movement, but they're always asking you for money for personal expenses? Although he has an $800,000 lakefront property, Sean King is asking for your money to help with his medical bills.
And I was talking to you guys the other day about like, I don't feel comfortable asking you guys for some shit because I wanted to try to start a program about helping our gente, and I didn't even realize these dudes are asking people for money, and I help them pay for their bills. Shit. And I'm embarrassed by telling y'all that I want to start something to help our people out. Wow, bro, this is nuts. Let's continue. This is actually very educational. This is crazy. You guys are fucking nuts.
Sean King and his company paid for a $40,000 dog.
We need to raise about $5,000 by donating cash. It's safe and it's easy. Please, please, please give. Even if you can just give $1 or $5, please give.
When I was young, I used to think, but it was just
Give me
us.
some money.
You think something's just wrong with us, and it's part of the conditioning. And you begin to think that maybe we're just not able to make it. Maybe we need to be ruled. Maybe we need to have a master. I'm saying, but this is the mentality that we'll come up with if we.
Hey, listen, family. Pay attention to where he's going. He's going to talk about for like 2-3 minutes, but I want you to pay attention to what he's saying. He's talking about like, do we have this mentality? Like, are we thinking like this? Okay, so pay attention. This is really good. Watch this.
You don't understand what's behind this. So we have been played really for a long time with the racism. Racism is basically a tool to keep us from knowing who our real enemies are.
In the EFF, we support the LGBTQ plus community. There is no EFF that hates gays and lesbian and transgender and how people want to define themselves. So we are here to say to Uganda, as long as the LGBTQ plus community is not free in Uganda, we are not free.
Bruh. So I want to talk about this because I'm telling you all, this is why it's the way it is. And as much as we want to point our finger as what whites have done, and they've done some things, but the majority of what has been done to us has been by the black gatekeepers. I told you guys it was building momentum. I said when Al Sharpton show up, this is going to be.
And family, we're starting to see people mentioning stuff like that. Like, oh, it wasn't us. It was other people. Other people look like us. Okay, let's continue. Listen, fam, don't be offended by the fact that there's only like 4 people watching. Don't even trip. Listen, I've been around almost 2 years in this channel, and everything that's happening right now, I have been saying it last year. So all the negros that don't want to acknowledge this channel, fine. All the Hispanics are like, these guys are wrong. Fine. But I keep bringing up shit that's actually happening. And they, like the, what's that Trojan horse? This is somebody that brought this themselves. That this is not me. This is from, what is that called? What's that guy's name? Thoughts, Camera, Action. It's not my work. It's his work. And that's quote unquote his people. I don't have to do much. All I have to do is just do the work of the Lord. And then it happens.
Be over with. Because they got to go get these people that are part of this secret society that manages us.
Shortly after Coakley was fired from his position, he would soon discover records of the Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, also known as the Boule. and he began what became a lifelong mission of exposing this elitist black group as a secret society with suspicious origins modeled closely after the Skull of Bones fraternity. He claimed these members took a sacred pledge to serve as a vanguard for white supremacy.
See, family, all of a sudden now, negros are acting like as if they didn't know any better. It took negros and white people to conquer this land. Negros. I don't understand what you think. What do you think happened? What do you think happened? How the fuck you guys think you got here? How the hell do you guys think you got to this powerful position? Just because you were black? No, Negroes. You helped the white man get to this land. And you helped him overcome this land. You brought the dirty shit. You brought the dirty water. You know, the smallpox, all that shit. You were the Africans. You brought that dirty shit. And now you're acting like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how I got here. Shut your black asses up. You guys came here with the white man. And guess what happened? You're mad now because the white man sold your asses out. And now you want to be friends with us. No, we don't want your friendship. We don't want none of that. That's what happened. You fuck with the white man. He came over here. And now because he sold your ass out or he tricked you, now you want to be friends with us. No, negro. Get your dirty ass out of here. We're not listening to you no more. It worked for a while. Yeah, you're kind of doing it with our music. Hootie hada and all that shit. But no. I'm contrary, mon frere. You know who fucked it up for you? It was Nate the Snake when he said, Yah ruled Europe. You opened the door for understanding when you said you guys ruled Europe. Because we never knew that negros were in Europe. And now we're seeing negros in political power. I thought we had the same history. I thought you guys suffered like we did. This is in the 1800s or 1900s. What is this white guy what is this white looking guy doing looking black? I want to know. What is this white guy doing with your black asses? With your Afro puffs? You know why I say it like that? Because you say that the only way we can get back to the Most High is if we have Afro puffs. That's BHI doctrine.
And in return, they'd rule over.
You telling me you guys were enslaved?
With the confused black masses by steering them away from true black revolution. Coakley was politically forced underground for spreading this sacred information and will begin giving grassroots lectures to black audience across the nation, bringing his fiery theories right to the people, such as accusing Jesse Jackson of helping murder.
Oh, no. You see, family, you guys need to be very aware that just like these güeros, these negros are no different. They planned everything. Look at this. All of a sudden now, Jesse Jackson killed Martin Luther King. How much motherfucking lies y'all gonna put up with, man? You see, this is the problem with this society, man. They made you to have so much empathy for these fucking negros that you have no understanding of the fact that they're not of this continent. Did you guys forget that shit? Look, I already did a video on somebody. Well, I shouldn't say somebody. I did a session on the Willie Lynch. And I don't see no negro coming over here telling me that I'm lying. My Willie Lynch class or classes have been up for a while. Why isn't somebody telling me that I'm a liar or a racist? How come they haven't made videos about you regarding that? Are you not important? Do you not matter? I mean, when do we matter? When do we matter? Everybody talks about all kinds of shit. Oh, pinches negros, pinches güeros, oh, white supremacy, black supremacy. Oh, you know what? Guess what? Watch out for what's that called? The elitists. They're gonna take over the world. And this whole fucking time, we look at our gente, and it's like you guys don't even acknowledge them, bro. You don't give a fuck about them. I'm gonna show you some shit right now. Cause you wanna know something? I'll share it like this, family. I'll share it like this. You know, one of the about maybe I don't know how many months ago, I always do these long classes on Sabbath and shit because I don't keep the Sabbath sometimes as you guys do. So I play like long classes all day, right? But I got a brother, man, that he actually took the time and he recorded the last 4 hours of one of my Sabbath classes. And it literally solidifies what I was saying the whole time. So I'm going to let it play. I'll probably go to sleep. Excuse me if it just runs on. But you guys need to understand, man, like our gente is watching. They are paying attention. And they are, recording some shit. And for you, Yantas motherfuckers that think that we're nothing beyond dirt, you continue to think that. I think that's going to be better for our people. Be humble. Let them consider you as basura, cabrones. Just let them continue it. And in that moment, repent. Repent, repent.
All of a sudden turned champion for Black rights. The air of insincerity permeated this bunch. With all this being said, there were some who made it into politics without completely alienating themselves from the average person, seen as privileged or elite. Who weren't seen as privileged or elite.
Mother Bethel AME Church, founded on ground purchased by Richard Allen in 1791. This congregation is the mother church of the African Methodist Episcopal denomination. The present structure, erected in 1889, replaced three earlier churches on this. Okay, You guys read that. It's telling you something.
For most so-called Negroes, an elite education or even a college education is out of the question, unless you can pass for white. And this complexional complication coupled with education represented the foundational differences between Prince Hall Mason and Boule during the early 20th century. The Prince Hall faction, along with their leadership within the church, recruited more of the common man into their ranks.
This is a very old picture. Okay, look at how they dressed. That has to be in the 1700s.
Few and far between men who ascended into politics were more the exception than.
Yeah, he should. And you know, it's very interesting how he references so-called black folks, but doesn't say it in that sense. He uses words like planters. Yeah, this is why I said Prince Hall. Yeah, for sure. These guys are, man. When I heard this guy talk, and I knew I did a research on them, I knew that he's onto something, and they're revealing some things. At the same time, tricking our people, making it seem as if, yeah, you guys struggled and suffered. No, man. After the Civil War is when all the problems began for the so-called black man. That's why when you see a lot of anti-slavery movies, it's always after the Civil War. Only a few you see that it's related to some kind of like Amistad, but those guys were supposedly African. But then you see the movie, there's black men that are free. So you got to wonder, again, guys, this isn't hate. This is real grown men and women talk. The things that were going through our minds that we question. If you guys are our gente, not a problem. Prove it. And so far, y'all are doing pretty well for yourselves while we are not. And you'll see as the class goes on, again, we're comparing manzanas a manzanas, apples to apples. Are we the same people? Because if we are, then all praises to the Most High. Let's go and fight for the struggle. But if we're not, then we need to know who our enemies truly are. That's all I'm saying, guys. I think that's a fair statement and a fair question. Grown men have grown questions. We're not children.
During these times, barbering was a trade that provided opportunities for black men to facilitate respectable positions within their communities. In some cases, developing clienteles with wealthy men, which led to other work for family and friends.
Let's skip this real quick. Let me get to this point. Uh, 1854. There's some stuff I'd like to show you, but nah, I'm kind of want to get through this. Listen, guys. Remember, we're doing a comparable, okay? We're doing a comparable to see if our struggles have been very similar, because they say that we're tied to the hip because the 12 tribe said so. Okay, let's find out. Pay attention to these pictures. They're trying to tell us something. Until I hear a riding on his saxophone. Or could you call on Lady Day? Could you call on John Coltrane? Now, 'cause they'll watch your troubles away. Remember this picture. Look at the fur. That's buffalo fur. These guys are they were buffalo soldiers between 1870 and 1876. And that's around the time where the Buffalo Massacre happened. Those are facts. I'm not saying anything. I'm just comparing the timeline. That's called debutante, okay? In case for some of y'all that don't know, that's what it is. And that's something that the French did. And these are the French. And I've showed you guys pictures of this. And whether you guys believe me or not, it's up to you. The French were black, were black, because now that you see a lot of white folks, but a lot of them are actually black. And a lot of you black folks are actually white. This is the funny part. Because the mixing didn't just happen with black on white in regards to men and on women. It did happen both ways. Look, you see this? This is a picture of men and women, right? But don't you think, what, you think he's going to be like not interested? Come on, man. See this? Look at how they dress. This is not in the 1900s, guys. This is like in the 1600s, okay? The pilgrims. This is how the pilgrims dressed. And look at you guys. You're in the bag. Look, having a conversation. Look, you even have fancy glasses. That's your French guy. He's not white. He's black, okay? Boy, those guys back there, those guys aren't black people. They look kind of white. That's what debutante, and basically it's just like elitists or people that introduce themselves like, okay, this is so and so, you know, he's so and so and so and so. It's kind of like what they do in the IOIC camps. That, you know what? That's actually, I didn't think of that. You guys do the exact same thing, debutante concept, and that's not in the Bible. Where does the Bible say that you're supposed to do that? Present themselves as like steak and meat. That is technically debutante concept. And then you tell the so-called Hispanics not to burst a piñata on just because they want to celebrate it, because it's a heathen custom. And you guys are doing a heathen custom too, if you're not them.
Hey, you know, I forgot. And I was going to do a class on this too. What about quinceañeras? Quinceañeras is basically the same thing. You present the daughter as a young woman ready for, you know, that's actually a French thing. I'm gonna do a class on it because, and as I compared them, I'm like, wow, man, that was pretty heavy. And I'm glad that it was reminded, because this was something I was thinking about yesterday, I believe, about maybe, I don't know, early in the morning, man. Anyhow, let me continue.
As mentioned earlier, the forced migration of slaves in the Upper South is a tale untold.
Now, this is what they say, okay? But if you look at timeline, it begs to differ. He says that
slavery and forced migration.
Fast forward it. So he says these people were pushed forward in slavery and this and that, right? Why are these guys painted white anyways? I'm just curious. Remember they said First Maccabees 3:48, the heathen changed the image. Why are you guys taking off this color? Why not leave it? I don't know. Listen, I don't know how old this picture is, to be quite frank. I just find it awkward. Okay. So, anyways, this guy's saying that this was slavery and forced migration in the antebellum South. Antebellum. Here, let me do this just so you guys can find out. Antebellum period. So antebellum basically means, like it says, before the war, okay? Refers to the years of the war, development, blah, 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 blah. There was a lot of this going on, supposedly with blacks, right, being enslaved, but I don't know, man. They look like they're really trying. I mean, I'm just saying, you know. I see our people busting our butts in the field, bro. Anyways, I'm not here to like make comments about that. I wasn't really necessarily trying to show you guys this picture, but antebellum period is, it's just like a history of the South period before the war, supposedly. Okay. In reality, look, I'm just going to tell you what it is. You guys can find out on your own. Antebellum is just when the so-called blacks and the so-called black man, the so-called white black woman had it good way prior to antebellum. Okay. But again, You guys could consider that my opinion. So let's continue. He's showing this stuff here.
Importers.
He's saying that they were pushed down. But here's what I want to show you.
207 to more than 500.
So they were all pushed from the north to the south, okay? Between, they call them domestic slave trade. Between 1808 and 1865, remember that year, those years, 1808 and 1865, all of a sudden now they're being pushed down, okay? Remember that.
1800.
So I think at this point, I think this is all what we need to see. Because, yeah, I think this is all we need to see. Perfect. Okay, good. All right, let's move on from this. Let me take this off here. All right. I'm going to change the video now because we're going to watch a different one. And give me a second. Let me at least set it up.
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second here. Give me a second, guys. All right. Person, and I want to do this. This is, nah, you know what? Nah, I'll show it later. Okay, so anyways, here's what they're saying. Okay. So we heard all of that. And then now we're hearing that the so-called Judah ruled Europe, okay? Black Africans who ruled Europe between 711 AD, 1789 AD. And that's true. Historically, I know that the African Phoenicians have been trying to conquer that area for quite some time. They finally did it in around 700 AD, okay? All right, so now let's pay attention that these guys are 480 circa Germany. Remember they said that the Germans and the French are Swarthy, and the Spanish and Italians are more Swarthy, meaning more black. Well, this guy's black. This guy, literally 1740 circa, 1520 circa. Look at this guy, right? Basically 1599. So it means it was painted around that time. 1524, 1589, 1500. Look, check this out. This guy. This is why I was curious about that law. Remember that law that talked about partus, what is it called? Partus sequetum ventrum. It was in 1662, colonial, right? British owned these lands, and they passed that law. Well, look at this. This guy is an actual king of England. He was a prince of England, son of King James. He was a king of England, English, Scottish, and Irish. So his father, who was alive at that time in the 1600s, was the one that had to pass that law. These guys are not kings because they applied to, because they applied for a job. It's passed down from parents. So since you guys are saying that this black man passed that law, I mean, that's what I'm finding. It says upon the death of the father, 1701, he was recognized as king. Succeeded the son Charles. All right, so obviously lineage passes through. All right, so he passed that law in 1662 to rape our sisters, based on what I'm finding. That law that didn't bother to pass the law against black people. No, the law that said if you have a child with that native woman, right, that what they call nigger, okay, then that child could be a slave, whether that child would be from a black father or a white father. Those are facts. You guys are saying you rule Russia. You guys are saying you rule Europe. I'm only showing what you guys showed us. You know what I mean? I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth. That's more of a newer picture, I think, which is actually a nice picture, to be quite frank with you, man. I like the color scheme. Anyways, and listen, guys, I make comments like that because I appreciate history, man. I can sit back and actually look at it. I know exactly what happened to our people, but I have undeniable faith in the Most High that he will, like Wisdom of Solomon 18. Vengeance upon the enemy. So, no sweat. As long as we keep teaching our brothers and sisters who we are according to the Bible, man, that's what's being commanded of us. All right, we just got to stick to the script, guys. Remember, man, just stick to the script, dude. Focus on the end. The end is what matters. All right, not now. We'll get our chance. Anyways, so that's who that guy is. And then I find this interesting. This is from, matter of fact, here, I'll just put it here because it keeps popping on this window. This is from a book called Africa's Gift to America. Okay. And watch what these guys say. I'm not saying it. They're saying it. This is written in 1880. What page is that? 58. Africa's Gift to America. All right, page 58. Let me go to that now. It's an interesting book. It's a really interesting book, to be quite frank with you. A lot of history, and then a lot of it is actually I say this in connection with what I have. This right here, well, that's not my topic, so I don't care. But if you can see, I mean, these are slaves, basically. They're selling slave women, white women. They were selling white women. That's what they were doing. But that's not my topic. It's part of it. Look at First American Slave, page 59, I believe, okay? 58, my bad. Strong documentary proof that the first Africans in America were not slaves, and that chattel slavery of them did not start until about 1659 or 1682. Remember the Partum Sequetu Ventrum, the black king who passed that law in 1662? Well, that's why. Okay. So after that law is when so-called black people were being enslaved. Well, it was black people who were enslaving their children, and white people who were, I guess, enslaving their children too, because they were just using our sister's funnel for your pleasures. Russell, in this chapter, Origin of the Free Negro Class, calls a brief that the first Negroes were slaves. A popular error maintained and supported by a large number of writers. The evidence clearly points to the customary indenture for Virginia. Archive shows that throughout the indentured, it's very true. Watch this. Throughout the that's right. They did it to me last time. Give me a second. What is this way? That throughout the second quarter, throughout the second quarter of the 17th century, Negroes were being released at the end of their period of indenture. Look up the book, Virginia, the Old Dominion. Okay. I have it, but I haven't looked through it, so I didn't want to bother it. Let's say the common belief that all Negroes brought to Virginia in the early period were slaves is an error. Virginia's first century. It says judicial cases concerning American slavery and the Negro. They're talking about one particular person that I guess she was a slave, Lady Yardy. They didn't want to pay a slave, and they were forced to pay the slave. In 1661 occurs the first reference of the state in Virginia to Negroes and the inequality of slaves. You guys can find all this stuff out, okay? Watch this real quick. I wasn't able to download it on my page for whatever reason. It was giving me a hard time, but I have it on my Facebook account, and I'm gonna show you guys what I have. Okay, let's see. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Oh, I think it is. My bad. This is from a book called, this is from a book called Let the Blood, that the Blood Stay Pure. Page 67. The year 1619 has been earmarked as the earliest date of arrival for Negroes to the English colony, yet they accompanied Spanish North American expeditions almost as a century before the English arrived in Virginia. That means that in 1492, there were black folks coming with the so-called white people too, right, to destroy our people and take our lands. There's also evidence that they cohabited with the Aborigines in the early 17th century. So here's exactly where the hijacking so-called Aboriginals, okay? What this guy's actually saying is that you African people came here first when they came here, okay? Both of y'all, basically, it took both of you guys to take us down, okay? And then after that happened, a lot of you Africans stayed here, and you were mixing with our sisters, which then became the concept of Aborigines. Exactly that, all right? So, but anyways, you're not going to believe me, so it doesn't matter. Let me continue. In 1603, Negro escaped St. Augustine, with some maintaining their freedom and marrying Indian women. Franciscans found Negroes. What? They weren't white, because watch what he says. Franciscans found Negroes, meaning the Africans, and Indians, our sisters, or maybe some of our men, cohabiting together in Florida, and repeatedly admonished the Aborigines that it was an unclean thing to keep Negro mistresses, meaning what? That the Africans shouldn't be mixing with the natives because it was unclean. They looked at us like pigs, like swine. That's exactly what the statement is. I don't know what other interpretation you want me to give you. This is from a book that they, meaning the other camps, actually no, the one camp, which is IYC, loves to bring this book out, man. And you know, I find it so interesting because they love to bring this book out, but they don't show you guys everything of this book. Watch. They only read this part. This is from the a treatise on physical geography. They love to hide it. This is the funny part. They like to hide books, but you know what, guys? Whether you show it or not, the price goes up or down. And you want to know why I know this? Because I buy books. I collect books. I buy them, okay? I buy them. And I've been lucky and fortunate to buy some books at like $100 that they're cost like $1,000 now, all right? So don't tell me that, oh, all of a sudden you shared it. And no, nobody ever shared the book I got, and that thing's costing expensive. So don't believe the hype, man. All they want to do is make it seem like, oh, they're so secretive. Watch this. The Jews are people who ever, according to, they read this and like, look, they're black, brother. They're black, brother. But yeah, the page before, watch what the page before says. The rapidity with which color changes is seen in the English colonies of North America. It is not 250 years since the very first colonists arrived in Britain, and much shorter time since the ancestors of most of the present New Englanders across the ocean. And yet they have lost the clear complexion of their kindred beyond the waters and acquired much of the hue of the southern French and northern Spaniards. Remember this. Remember that? The more Spaniards, Italians are more swarthy than the French. Here it's saying that they acquired much of the hue of the southern French and northern Spaniards, meaning dark or brown, so that if an assemblage of each nation were placed side by side, there could be no difficulty whatever is distinguishing them by their complexion. Now watch this. With respect to the intermixture with the Indians, we know as a matter of fact that it never took place. Why? Because those children were considered slaves. The Aborigines of America are another instance. I explained that already. Why? Because they were Africans. They never wanted to mix with our people, and if they did, they sure as hell did not have any respect. I'm just reading to you guys what I'm finding. Now, if I make statements, I have the right to make the statement because obviously I study this, so I have a little more knowledge to sit back on what I mean. It says here, Judaic scholar Paul Wechsler, however, maintains that the majority of the Sephardic Jews was of North African Berber origin and converted to Judaism sometime before 711 CE. I don't know about that. Anyways, for normal, they actually, explained as a form of North African Gothic. That was you guys. That's why when you see Gothic and it's black, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Hey, fam, look at this. Let's read that again. It says, this figure mirrors the frequency of male genetic lineage, a particular distribution. It says, Judaic scholar Paul Wechsler, however, maintains that the majority of the Sephardic Jews was of North African Berber origin and converted to Judaism sometime before 711 AD. It's true. I had mistaken the CE with like the BC. But no, it's clear. And converted to Judaism sometime before 711 AD, Arab invasion of the Iberian Peninsula. The word Sephardi itself has been explained as a form of North African Gothic swart. Oh, man.
an etymology with roots in the 5th century AD or CE, Vandal and Visigothic invasion. Why do you think Goth or Gothics wear black? You guys ever wonder that? Because the word Goth is black. So here it shows that the Sephardi itself has been explained as a form of North African Gothic swart. You see, this is when you start trying to get to some, fields that you don't know about, you end up mistaking. But anyways, that's not the class. Let's continue. You guys need to know your history, man. Why you guys have a Latino telling y'all, or so-called Latino, telling you guys your history? I mean, quite frankly, look, man. It's I don't know. Anyways, watch this. Puerto Rico located Caribbeans. You guys can read this too. Taínos established themselves in Puerto Rico, blah, blah, blah. Natives were forced into servitude and hunted down and killed, resulting in the devastating collapse of the local population. It's basically saying that a lot of the so-called Caribbeans, Puerto Ricans, islanders, that you guys have a lot of African blood in you. A lot of it. And that's why you have a lot of surnames like this. So that applies also to, don't get me mistaken. You talk about Haiti, Jamaica, I focus on the last names. But a lot of the so-called slaves, supposedly, right? The Africans that migrated from the British Isles ended up in the, they migrated from Britain, ended up in the British Isles, which is basically the islands, the Caribbeans, which is why you have Haitians that speak French. It wasn't because they were supposedly Africans and then they were, forced to learn French. No, because their revolt happened so fast. They had already knew French. They already knew French because they were French. They were French. Look, I'll show y'all real quick. Watch. Let me show you this. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, let me let it play. Let me look for it. Because they were converso moriscos. They were Sephardic or Moorish Jews, a lot of them. So a lot of people in Puerto Rico are Phoenician Canaanites. Wow. That's a heavy thing. But you know what, guys? We know already in Mexico that in South America and Central that there's a lot of Edomites. They look just like us. Put your emotions aside, whoever's listening to this, okay? See, that's the best part about living in that where I come from. See, look, fam. Watch. Look. The French. British. Spanish. Portuguese. See that white man's face? He's on the ground. They're showing who they are. Family. Y'all really think these are our gente? They took them and the white man to take us down. Pictures don't lie, man. Pictures say 1,000 words. You already know that people that look like us were the ones taking advantage of us, just like the white man. And you'll see it in the video I'm going to show you. Anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys one more thing here. Watch this. This is interesting. Where are you? Let me see. Yo, check it out. It says there, Puerto Rico DNA is enlightening in that it includes 16 instances of male African descent, but again, the most common haplotype is R1b, evidence in 1/2 of the population. Next comes the I, the J, and E3b. The relatively high level of Semitic North African lineage coupled with R1b and I suggest Puerto Rico was made up primarily of a Sephardic and Moorish population. In other words, earlier and later converts to Judaism or Islam. The surnames in Puerto Rico samples are strongly suggestive to converso Morisco backgrounds. I'm not saying this. They're saying it. Now, the R1B is a Semitic. You can either be Semitic, well, technically, yeah, Semitic or Hamitic, right? Of the R1B, depending on the branch. So I'll give you guys an example. All right. I've never dabbled into this, but because it was a gift, and I said, you know what? Why not I just do it? Why not? Let's see, genetics. Here we go. Let me see if I can log in. Because I have a computer that's funny, man. It like erases things that it shouldn't be erasing. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, let's see. Hold on a second here. Give me a second, fam. Okay, cool. They let me in. So I'm gonna show y'all my slave name, right? That's my slave name, right? Cesar Gutierrez. Now here's my ancestry. I'm gonna show y'all something. So let's see. Advanced analysis. It shows that I am 77% Peruvian, 14% Mexican, supposedly. Okay. Ancestry, most recent shows that I'm 64% Mexican, 14% Peruvian. So it's most recently, and then advanced timeline, right? It shows like based on me going back all the way down to, you could see like some Asian. I don't know how that came up, but let's continue. Peruvian, Mexican, Peruvian, and that's how you find. It goes back to 2045 AD. Okay, supposedly again. On my mother's side is a B4, but and on my father's side, the haplo is R1B. That R1B, look where it lands, guys. Okay, just so you guys can know. And again, I don't put weight on this like the scriptures. You should not. This should not be your doctrine. But if you want to have fun with it, brothers, it's up to you, man. You know what I'm saying? The powers of the evil, wicked man are already there. They got records of you. They got records of you, whether you like it or not. Through our vaccinations, through our exams, through our medical records. All of you guys don't think about that, but we all have medical records. Hello. Anyhow, look, the R1B is a location within this area. So R1. So in my supposedly family, my family comes from this region, Turkey, Iraq, Syria, where the 10 tribes or Abraham sojourned, right? But it's the point. R1B is the haplo. So if you're reading this right here, it says R1B coupled with, Semitic North African lineage coupled with R1B. So now, this particular lineage, supposedly it's of Cadic language, right? Now, I'm going to show y'all something. Give me a second. Give me a second here. And this is just for you guys to see. Okay, so we got R1B, Cadic language. But then you find that the Cadic language has a branch, all right? It's a branch. Hamido-Semitic or Semitic-Hamitic or Semito-Hamitic or sometimes Afrasian, Erythrian or Lysrimic. It says here, branches. Where are you? Okay, see, look, the phylum has 6 branches: Berber, Cadic, Kushnite, Egyptian, Semitic, or Ometic. Okay, Omotic. I'm sorry. Then it says here on the bottom, you guys can read through, within the Semitic family, Akkadian Hebrew. Then Afro-Asiatic, which is basically a Cadic language, understands as Arabic or Aramaic or Hebrew. All right, so now it's basically what they're talking about, fam. So, do you want to put weight on it so much? Listen, man, keep the commandments of God. And if you ain't a Hebrew, you ain't going to keep them. It's that simple. And you're not going to examine yourself. You're just going to wear it on the flesh. That's about it. It'll make you look good. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's continue. Show you guys this.
So they say, right? And like the other material that we found, that the slave trade or none of that was really happening. Because look,
Hey, you know, at first I thought this person here was like basically on our side, right, so to speak. No, man, she was basically saying, black people shouldn't be mixing. You guys look like a mixture. No, I'm sorry. Get out of here. We're not falling for the folly no more. We have determined, based on scripture and historical facts, that we migrated not through Africa. Shalom, Salome. Not through Africa. We migrated the other direction. When you look at Africa, there's absolutely no similarities in names. Like, for example, when you consider when Persia was ruling, there was an area called Yucatan, and then here in Mexico, we got Yucatan. I mean, what similarity do we have? The pyramids? That's slavery. Now watch this real quick. Let's continue.
In 1630, almost 80,000 people left England. And who was ruling England? A black man. Left England, Chesapeake, and New England, and the Caribbeans, most of them indentured servants.
Indentured servants through the Head Right program. I had showed you earlier that about the black man, Anthony Johnson, who had over 250 acres, I believe, through the Head Right program, because he had 5 people which he used as a quote down payment, because that's how the Head Right program, like, for example, once again, if I'm a slave owner, here, let me switch this real quick. Give me a second. If I'm a slave owner, right? And let's say you, Salome, yo te digo, hey, hermano, guess what, bro? We got some acres to take advantage of right now. Yonder ready to come over here and then work my lands. Guess what? What happens is this. If you say you're going to work for me as a servant, right? Let's say we come to the agreement of like a 4-year agreement, right? A contract. I will get acreage because of that. Head Right allowed that. So if you had, let's say, 5 people, you had Salome, some hermanos, and said, yeah, bro, I got some brothers that want to go to America. Okay, perfect. If 5 of you come, then now we have combined, and I act like your supposedly master, 250 acres to work off of. And then once you finish your contract, guess what? Then you can then bring people and get acres. So, Mr. Black Man, you say you always tell the white man, you took our lands. Okay, cool. So now that you know that they took our lands, right? And you have lands that they took from us, which is
Cuando las serpientes evolucionaron más rápido que muchos venenos. Noten la diferencia entre una serpiente venenosa y otra que no lo es por las marcas que deja.
1970, 1970, 1970, 1970. Nací un día de junio del año 77, planeta Mercurio y el año de la serpiente. Signo patente tatuado y en mi frente que en el vientre de mi madre marca para el paso siguiente. Nacer llorar sin anestesia en la camilla. Mi padre solo dijo es Ana María. Sí sería el primer llanto que me probaría que quemando las heridas y dándome la batería. Solía ser entonces como un libro abierto, pero leí la letra pequeña del texto, como un arquitecto construyendo cada efecto. Correcto, incorrecto, se aprende todo al respecto. Saber que algunas personas quieren el daño, subir peldaño toma tiempo, toma año. Con mi peluche mirando lo cotidiano, dibujos transformaban el invierno en gran verano. Papá me regaló bajo mi insistencia un juego que trataba de compartir la solvencia, pero en el patio quisieron la competencia. Fue cuando sentí mi primera impotencia. 1970 y 1970 y 1970 1977, no me diga no, no lo crees. Todo lo que cambia lo hará diferente en el año que nació la serpiente. 1977, no me diga no, que no lo presiente. Todo lo que cambia lo hará diferente en el año que nació la serpiente. Mi adolescencia fue una etapa bizarra. El cuerpo es batería y la cabeza guitarra. La orquesta narra una tonada quebrada para la mirada de una niña que solo talla espada. Hormona disparada, sobrepobladas de información que cambian temporadas. Caminas encrucijada, cada cual en su morada preparaba la carnada. La sagrada diablada de mirada encabronada. Mi fila la verdad nunca buscó su silla. Mi búsqueda fue mero proceso de pura pila. Pupila de poeta que marcó nuestra saliva. En la cordillera que miraba la salida. La parada militar de paso monótono. Colores policromo, los uniformes de poco tono. De tono mi cuestionamiento, la voz y sonó, no. Mi primera rima que sonó y me enroló. Mi búsqueda no fue para mi cosa de escenario, fue algo necesario y que marcaba ya mi fallo. Así que tú hablas más de lo necesario. Fue cuando entendí que todos quieren ser corsario. 1970 y 1970 y 1970 1977, no me diga no, no lo presiento. Todo lo que cambia lo hará diferente en el año que nació la serpiente. 1977, no me diga no, que no lo presiente. Todo lo que cambia lo hará diferente en el año que nació la serpiente.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.